last season. That, although they're a small club, they're not short of quality. A tight budget means they have to rely on manager Dario Gradi to buy sensibly. Striker Colin Little cost just £50,000 from non-league high 2 years ago and was the club's top scorer last season with 18 goals. Now here's Bellamy, he stayed onside. Craig Bellamy. Oh, fantastic goal from Craig Bellamy. Well, it was a good ball forward from Such. Well taken down by Bellamy and a fantastic finish. O'Neill looking for Bellamy. Good running again from Craig Bellamy. Oh, and he's found Eadie. Now Kenton's put pressure on him. A chance for Kenton. Oh! Great finish from Darren Kenton. Less than 10 minutes to go before half-time, and Norwich 2-0 up. But chance for Crewe, maybe. Oh, and it's in. It's Mark Rivers. What a response from Crewe. Having gone 2-0 down, a lovely touch from Rivers and a terrific finish.
The first leg of the Worthington Cup tie between Crewe Alexandra and Oldham Athletic at Boundary Park saw both teams go in looking for their first win of the season. The first goal, however, did come after a defensive mistake. The right back for Crewe, Bagnall, getting in all sorts of problems. Paul Reed, the man to pick up the pieces, and Little John, the man to finish the piece off with an excellent goal. Oldham quickly doubled their lead thanks to this penalty kick. Jermaine Wright, the man losing possession in midfield, causing all the problems for Crewe. Allett's run into the box, and the referee judging that it was shoved by Ainsworth. Paul Reed, who'd set up the first goal, quickly slotted away the second with this cool penalty kick. Despite the valiant efforts, though, of Jason Kearton. Because all of a sudden there were 3 goals to the good up. And this was the pick of the lot. A wonderful strike by Mark Allett after an excellent ball by Andrew Holt that opened up the Crewe defence once more. His team, though, never panics, and his side picked themselves back up off the floor. Jermaine Wright doing some good work there in midfield. Bagnall also involved, and watch for the finish by Little. As on Saturday, Crewe quick to come back after going behind to early goals. And if the truth be known, apart from that 11-minute purple patch, Crewe had their moments in this match to at least come away with a draw. This effort coming back off the post from Paul Smith. But this piece of the match really did sum up the whole 90 minutes. Oldham attacking at one end, and an appeal for a handball that could have very easily been given. Jermaine Wright quickly turns defence into attack, and the ultimate end is a goal for Crewe after some neat build-up play. Patience is what football is about, and Dario Gradi's team certainly have an abundance of that. And Colin Little quickly finished off 30 minutes from time But the side had started in their own penalty box.
A warm welcome to Gresty Road for this afternoon's First Division clash between Crewe Alexandra and Barnsley. The two is celebrated it as both teams trying to get a footing on this match. Richardson, a hopeful ball, and it's well intercepted by Bignett. Bignett battling with Bernard. And has won the ball back too. Great work from Bignett. Can he supply the final ball? Good touch, and that's surely a penalty for the foul on Collins. The referee agrees, and that's the start that Dario Gradi will have wanted. The opportunity falls for Sean Smith to give the Alex the lead. Smith facing Watson, and it's not a contest at all. Great goal from Sean Smith, 1-0 to Crewe. The captain does his job, a low shot into the corner. Morgan now looking for Ward. What a good run from Ward, who once more needs support, and Bernard this time provides it, also with a great turn, supplies some space. But his final finish, although beating Kearton, is also beating the far right-hand post. For all the free kicks that we've seen in this match, we've not seen a clinical ball hit in these areas yet. And again, the time hasn't come for us to see it yet. Good header on though, looking for Ward. Van der Laar has support from Bernard, who's onside. In it comes now for McClure, and that is 1-1. Well, Barnsley, you feel, deserved it for the way that they've stuck at the task at the start of this second half. And Steve McClure, the substitute brought on for Georgi Christoph, 5 minutes from the end of the first half, slams in the equaliser. 1-1 to blow his whistle for the free kick to be taken. Johnson making the run here for Wright. It's gone over his head. The free one was by Lightfoot, and he gets the second one in. Great goal from the substitute Chris Lightfoot. His first header was blocked. The second one was half stopped by Watson, but he couldn't keep it out, and it went into the top corner of the net. And Lightfoot, who was brought on at half-time for Phil Charnock, has silenced the Barnsley fans to our right and given Crewe the lead for the second time in the game. Jermaine Wright staying very deep to watch the threat of Ashley Ward. And Smith takes the ball in. It's a free header, and it's come back off the post from Walton. In it goes, surely now, and Lightfoot gets his second. Wonderful work inside the area, and Chris Lightfoot had the easiest of tap-ins after Colin Little had collected the ball that was knocked in for the second time from Walton. Great work from Crewe.
Second leg of the Worthington Cup saw Oldham travel to Crewe with a 3-2 advantage that the Alex had to try and overturn. It didn't take Rod Jack, though, long to get into the action, as Crewe showed some precise football in their build-up. Jack eventually becomes the recipient of this knockdown and clips the top of the bar. Crewe actually did very well in the early part of this match, weathering the Oldham forte forward in search of that vital goal that would have given them a 2-goal lead on aggregate. And after half an hour, then struck back. Jermaine Wright with a positive run, good touch on from Smith, and a wonderful finish from Rodney Jack. You don't get a better introduction to your home fans than that, do you? And now we were set up for a fascinating match, as this match was now all level on aggregate. The second half continued in the same vein as the first, playing from end to end, and it could so easily have flown quite soon in the second half in Crewe's favour. Jack again involved. This time he does the donkey work for Paul Smith to flash this effort wide. But 15 minutes from time, Crewe eventually got themselves in front on aggregate for the first time in the tie. Again, we see some wonderful free-flowing football. Jermaine Wright heavily involved once again. Rivers too manages to see his shot fortunately deflected into the path of Smith, but Jack's finish, there's nothing fortuitous about it. A wonderful precise strike. And already £650,000 seems a... Jermaine Wright had been a selfless worker in the midfield for Crewe all evening. He nearly got some reward for his efforts, but the final score went in Crewe's favour on aggregate. A 2-0 win on the night, and despite some late pressure, a 4-3 win on aggregate.
Oh, it's a great ball through. Carey's come out bravely at the feet of Colin Little. Right with the free kick after the Shakers penalty area. Well, Dean Carey didn't claim it. Barry. Jack. John Rose. Ball still in the Shakers' possession with Rob Matthews. He's got acres of room here. He looks up. He delivers a good cross to Jeffo, yes! Oh, well on to Jeffo! To Dawes. Chips the ball in. Reach! Now that is a marvellous save. Here's Matthews. Leketti heads it back. Well, it came back off the crossbar.
The actions of your opposite number, particularly in that second half.
Yeah, I mean, 3 outstanding saves. I thought, you know, we would have won comfortably if it wasn't for that team.
Crewe Alexandra for today's nationwide Division 1 game. Crewe Alexandra versus Bradford City. Collins and boost from the home crowd. The crowd would be cheering him all last season, the other season. This is Jack now attacking the goal. A good save by, brilliant save by Gary Walsh. Well, nationwide, and any team he puts out here or anywhere they play will play good, attractive football. Finished above Bradford last season in 11 spots, Bradford in 13. A tremendous performance from the side. A good ball played through, pull back Bradford. Chance, 1-0. 12 minutes, well. Good decisive play. On the left-hand side, a ball played through, and there's the number 10, Kenny Lunt, making it 1-0. In the possession, Peter Beagrie scored against Stockport County. That was in, a good save back in. Oh, good reaction from the keeper. On Bank Holiday Monday, knocks the ball forward. Mills helping in defence, heads it clear only as far as Bignett. Jermaine Wright. Johnson through, and a chance for the number 6. 2-0. Collins. And it's all too easy. Well, I was saying it should be different tonight, but, well, what can we say about this at the moment? 18 minutes of the game gone, and Crewe Alexandra are 2-0 up. Once so far. As that ball's played forward, Moore slips, gives it away to Jack. Jack now bearing down on goal, tries a shot. And it's well saved by Walsh. Walsh had to be behind that one. To Lee Mills. Rolly. But again, all the Bradford players soon closed down by the home side ranking. To Westwood, first time ball in. Beagrie with a header. Yes! Good play there by Stuart McCall. Brilliant ball, deep ball to the... Beagrie. Mills. Oh! Oh! Well, how do you miss from 6 yards? Beagrie now. coming inside, right foot. Yo! Mills on the far post, and again from inside the 6-yard box.
Crewe had to hit it long this time. Touch from Anthrobus was to Rodney Jack, who's quick. And he's too quick for Lee Sanford here, Rodney Jack. And he's too good for Simon Tracy as well. He squeezed it in from a really acute angle, and Crewe have the lead after just 6 minutes. It was the pace of Jack that got him past the defender and through Tracy. Crewe have settled really well here, and attacking like terriers as well. It's another great turn from Jack, and he's away from Sanford, and Rodney Jack has got another clear run to goal here. Just couldn't produce the finish. Talk about a sense of deja vu in that Sheffield defence. Electrifying pace. Only one thing on his mind, this time didn't get the shot right. This is Quinn. And this is Taylor. And again, Kearton comes to Crewe's rescue from point-blank range that time. Borbokis. And that's Hunt, and it's in the corner. Well, that time Kearton didn't move. And might be a useful ricochet. It's got Saunders away. He's got Wicks for company. And Hamilton, and Sheffield United lead, and it's been coming. Oh, that was really late by Seth Johnson, and he's already been booked. He went in high on Borbokis, and Eddie Walthenham has no choice, really. It's a nice touch. This is Devlin. Can the Blades ice the cake? Kearton came, not convincingly. Woodhouse, it's all over now. 3-1. That's his first ever goal at senior level. Curtis Woodhouse.
Teams are yet to win a league game. Port Vale claimed their first point over the weekend, but have lost all 3 home games.
Crystal Palace came to Gresty Road with themselves a new manager in Terry Venables, and Crewe's need was of a different kind. They were fighting themselves into a relegation battle. Though early on, Crewe had the nearest to a goal. Rodney Jack, persistence on the right, and Kenny Lunt just couldn't flick the ball in. Neil Shipley was a player that marked his presence in the Premiership last season with some notable goals. He unfortunately there couldn't find the back of the net. But when Dario Gradi looks back at this match later on in the season, he'll see this as a point that was dropped. Rodney Jack was given so much room on this occasion, and then Mark Rivers, that they really should have found the back of the net. Unfortunately, it's been half chances of that kind that have been going against Crewe. And when in the second half Crystal Palace found themselves some width on the right-hand flank with Jamie Smith, you always felt when Kearton had missed the ball that a goal was coming. And Matt Jansen, the former Carlisle player, struck in a goal for his new club. Drew to a close. Crewe had their best opportunity of the game, and one which they should have scored from. Excellent build-up play, technically Crewe superb, but then the final finish from Colin Little somehow misses going into the back of the net. And that, another defeat for Dario Gradi's men. It was becoming ever so familiar at Gresty Road.
Corner comes in. Flynn! Oh, he's in the post! Moment. Bignett is the one. Gets a foot in eventually. And again. And now, what can Crewe do? Rivers. Connolly's tracking back. Rivers with the cross in it. It's Flynn. It's there again. Oh, there's a chance! And it's gone in! Jermaine Wright! And would you believe it, I think that's going to be the first serious Crewe attack all afternoon. County coming again. This is Dinning. On Angels at the back. And oh, he's missed it. The ace there! At last! And it's Michael Flynn! After all the pressure, finally the Crewe defence has cracked, and it's the captain that scored it.
I was just...
Battled well of Stockport to bring themselves back into the game, and all the pressure, but it could be undone now from Rodney Jack. And it's just wide. Tired players out there now. Seconds tick away, 1.5 minutes of the normal time. This is Jack. Well, he continues his run well. Gets the cross in again. It could be trouble. Oh, and it's just wide. Jermaine Wright.
It's going to be a share of the spoils. Crewe Alexandra turn it around from 2 straight defeats.
The first leg of the second round of the Worthington Cup saw Crewe travel down to Bristol City for an important first leg encounter. Unfortunately, the defensive problems that have haunted Dario Gradi this season were in evidence at the start as Adi Akinbayi sneaks in between 2 defenders and Jason Kearton to slot in the first. Apart from this moment, though, Crewe did hold their own. And after having a sustained spell of pressure, eventually started to create opportunities. After this consistent build-up, involving Kevin Street, watch for an excellent finish. Mark Rivers, the man, chipping in. In the end, a 1-1 draw was a credible result down at Ashton Gate. Though Crewe had their moments late on to maybe have snatched even more, as Colin Little brought the best out of the Bristol City keeper.
A warm welcome to Guesty Road for this afternoon's First Division clash between Crewe Alexandra and Bolton Wanderers. Great play from Unsworth there as he showed his calmness in defence. Good work from Johnson to pick up the second phase ball. And Walton again. Now what can Crewe create? Good pass on for Rivers as he was fouled after the ball had gone, but the ball now comes in for a goal from number 10, Colin Little. Wonderful header from Little. And as with previous home games, Crewe may have had problems in the opening 10 minutes, but they've found the goal to give them the lead. Bignett. Bob Taylor easily robs in Gunmarkson now inside the box, and he scores 1-1. Well, with the way that Gunmarkson and Taylor have found such freedom to roam inside the penalty area of Crewe, it wasn't going to take them long, he felt, before they would eventually get that goal. Sean Smith and Jermaine Wright again both over the ball. Sean Smith again takes it. Amphibus is in there along with Charnock. And I've got a feeling that it's Phil Charnock who has come up with Crewe's second goal. Phil Charnock's first of the season. It's a great run from him, but it was checked by Johnson. Cox. Taylor holding play up. Cox continues his run. Taylor trying to find space. Does so and scores. Wonderful goal from Bob Taylor. A piece of genius that he manages to produce every 4 or 5 games for Bolton Wanderers. Kearton. No right. Ricardo Gardner quickly dispossesses him though and goes forward. Great play from Gardner. Finds Gunmarkson. Gardner's in space. Gunmarkson goes alone and scores. It's the lead for the Wanderers for the first time in the first half. From the effort from Gunmarkson, a tremendous reflex action save. That one that would straight happen in the end, but he still needed to be, as we said, in the right place at the right time. Franson clean through, no flag. He chips the ball goalwards. Is it going to go in? Yes, it is. It's 4-2. Per Franson. It seems like years since that happened. Amphibus into the path of Little. Could he resurrect the Crewe bid? Still Little goes on. Now he must look for the cross, which Rivers diverts in. 4-3. Mark Rivers scores from 2 inches again to give Crewe another opportunity to get themselves back into this fixture. To create here again another important set piece. Jermaine Wright with it. And he's given a penalty to the referee. A foul from Nathan Blake on Phil Charnock inside the box. The ball was hit far over the head, but Mr. Lynch has decided that that was a push from Nathan Blake and will now give a spot kick to Crewe Alexandra. This could be 4-4. And is. Wonderful strike from Sean Smith, his second of the season. Gardner. Blake is up in the air with Unsworth. Runs it in the air, surely a handball by Bob Taylor. The referee has allowed play to continue, and Blake has missed a sitter. 8 yards out, Nathan Blake should have scored, should have been meat and drink, but instead it was over the top.
Interesting afternoon.
Yeah, it was more than interesting. Very difficult to describe that game. I mean, they started off very bright, they looked very good, very accomplished. And when I saw them play against Bradford, they looked a quality side, but looked as though they were cruising, and felt that they could cruise and win the game. And they scored a goal against the line of play there, and that just confirmed their thoughts that they could cruise and win it. And they didn't, they drew it. Now, when they started today, they looked as though they were just as good, but with a much better attitude to it. They were up for the game and worked very hard. Even though they went behind with a super goal we got, you know, they soon got back into their game and caused us all sorts of problems. And at half-time looked the better side all over. Then they went into that 4-2 lead. I mean, our defending was awful by any standards for some of those goals, but obviously if you're going to you know, let good players come and turn on you and run free, then you're asking for trouble. So our defending was poor, you know, technically poor for a lot of the game, but very spirited. And of course the spirit, you know, kept us in it. And then we got a good goal, which is always likely to come from those two, Colin and Rivo. You know, they can't be written off. They might be playing not so well, although, you know, I'm not saying they were playing poorly, but they were finding it hard. They got the goal. And then the referee spotted an infringement, which gave us you know, a chance. Now, it's always likely to happen. You know, if you're playing away from home, you've let the other side come back to 4-3. Sean actually been practicing penalties yesterday, so I felt confident he would score. And then we could have lost it at the end. Blake had a good chance. They had another good chance, which our good spirit, if you like, rather than our good play, kept them out. It's a game I wouldn't want to play again. I'm glad we've played Bolton, and glad we've got a point out of it. I'd have settled for that before the game.
If you look back at 4-2, did you feel inside yourself that the game was lost?
Yes. Fortunately, my players didn't share my feeling. I couldn't see them any way back in at 4-2 at all now. In fact, I thought it was more likely we'd concede more. But there you are. That's not the first time I've done that either. Hopefully it won't be the last.
The second leg of the second round of the Worthington Cup tie saw Bristol City at Gresty Road after the 1-1 draw at Ashton Gate. It had an impressive tie down at Ashton Gate, managing to keep the scores level, and it should have been in front for Dario Gradi's men right from the start. Seth Johnston missing this early chance. Crewe had the better of play in midfield for the majority of the match. A good 1-2 between Walton and Johnson, and then Johnson's pass finding Mark Rivers, one of Crewe's more accomplished players, unfortunate with that effort. Crewe continued to press into the second half, looking for that vital goal that would give them the win on the night. Jermaine Wright coming close. Crewe managed to win the game on the night by scoring 2 goals in 2 minutes. This, the pick of the two, a wonderful free-flowing move that shows how Dario Gradi's team can play when they're in possession of the ball. Great play from the whole team. 7 or 8 players involved in this move as they typify what Crewe's team spirit is all about, and their ethos, pass and move. Watch for the great ball from Seth Johnson here to see that Marcus Bignett is in space. but the finish from Mark Rivers, his first of 2 goals, is superb. The relief of that first goal being scored could be felt all around Gresty Road, but the second was soon to follow, after again some good work in midfield. Colin Little, who's been in and out of the starting lineup so far this season, providing the assist on this goal, and Mark Rivers getting his second of the evening. After some hard work in this home tie, Crewe through thanks to a 3-1 scoreline on aggregate, 2-0 on the night, and now face the home tie against Blackburn Rovers.
Meanwhile, this is an excellent burst by Scott Murray. He's found Colin Crewe. Good turn. Doherty, side foot finish. 1-0 Bristol City. What a great strike. And he simply passed it into the back of the net. Tinian looking for Akinbai, not down for Colin Crewe. Good challenge by Unsworth. Breaks there for Goodridge. Still Greg Goodridge. Brilliant strike. Great goal by Greg Goodridge. City 2-0. And the celebrations have started. Edwards to Colin Crewe. Far post is Scott Murray. Header back across goal. Walton's there. Murray retrieves it. Doherty wants the edge of the box. Murray goes alone. And who can argue with that? Right again with the kick. An out swinger towards Antrobus. Kenny Lunt pulled it down nicely. Second attempt, that's a good cross. Antrobus, what a volley, what a goal. Steve Antrobus makes it 3-1. Eventually Crewe clear their lines, but here comes City once more. Tinian. Akinbai wants it. Akinbai gets it. Akinbai makes it 4-1. And as he says, the only way is up. Well, Bristol City are certainly going up off the bottom of the table. Right. Antrobus free again, and once more he applies the perfect finish, and once more City's lack of composure at the back really is exposed. Held it up nicely for Tinian. Anderson against Walton. Forced across the penalty area. Tinian with a cross. Hutchings maybe there. It's 5. And Hutchings surely now has finished it.
An important away trip to Grimsby Town saw Grimsby the first to look to strike blood. An early header from Paul Groves crashing onto Kearton's bar, with him well beaten. But Crewe gradually found themselves in some field position and took advantage of a dreadful mistake from Witherington. Johnson then threading the ball through to Mark Rivers, who slots in his second of the season. Unfortunately, it didn't last. Grimsby continued to push forward, And Sean Smith really did aid and abet this attack. After Charnock had given him the ball, somehow he fell over his own feet. And Lee Nogan went along like a horse in the Grand National to get through Kearton and Unsworth before finding his feet again to slot in the equaliser. Dario Gradi's men in the end, but it didn't come without a few heart-stopping moments. After a consistent build-up, the ball was put against the bar by Kingsley Black before being put back in by Paul Groves. Kearton finally able to keep hold of the ball. Johnson battling hard for the ball. Wright wasn't near enough to him, but good work from Charnock, manages it to find Wright with the ball. Here's Rodney Jack, who will not hesitate to shoot. And the rebound with Amphibus, but he can't force it over the line. Here right now is the set piece. Wright with the ball, looks for the header, and there's two players waiting. Jack can't meet it as it comes loose. A golden opportunity goes begging. Great play on the far side from Unsworth. Wins the ball fairly and finds Johnson. Amphibus is waiting, now comes Charnock. Still Johnson goes on, pulls it back, and it's knocked over the top by Phil Charnock. Two chances in 2 minutes. Jack waiting, Amphibus continues the run. Bignett goes for goal, and he nearly finds it. Robinson through for Keane, and he's onside and must score. No, brilliant save from Kearton. With Bignett that it can be fine. Good tracking back from Keane though helped to prevent that opportunity, but he's let his man go this time, and Bignett now has a great opportunity to find a man to score. Now Keane looking for Sedgley. Good header out by Walton. It seemed for a second as he rose above the Crewe defender, but he deceived us all as Gomez drives in a low ball, and surely Robinson would score, but no. Question is who and where he brings somebody on. Oh, it's a mistake from Unsworth that could prove costly. Keane for his second chance clean on Kearton, but what a wonderful tackle by Sean Smith. Good header from Walton. It comes only as far as Gomez.
Dario,
off the line.
2 points dropped or 1 point gained?
Well, in the end, it was a point gained. I was pleased for the final whistle. Before the game, obviously, we were looking for 3 points, and River got in. I think he'd find it very hard to repeat that trick where he shoots with his right foot from 2 yards out and clears it off the line with his left foot. That's very difficult to do, I'd have thought. But credit to him, because he looked like the only guy likely to score for us today, I thought. Seth had another chance from a corner, but he seems to be reluctant to head him in. So, but that's fairly consistent now. We need to work on that. That's our fault, because he could have scored 3 times now and hasn't yet. And there are opportunities that you don't get that many opportunities against good sides. They got 2 or 3 in the second half. They got a good chance in the first half when we thought they were offside. At least the players thought he was offside, but the goalkeeper did ever so well. He does well. I mean, you always think he's going to do well in those situations, and he was on top of his form today, I thought. He'd be my man of the match for us, I'd have thought. In the second half, we seemed to lose a little bit of zip. We got tired. Rodney got tired either mentally or physically, maybe both, and ceased to be any sort of threat, I thought, and looked unhappy, so we put somebody on who we thought might look happy. And Kenny's always going to do something for us, but we could have done with another goal scorer coming on there like Colin Little. That would have made a difference. So to win the game, we hadn't got enough goal scorers playing, or people who were going to create a goal with a pass. They hit one really great penetrating ball in the second half right to the back post. Ball got onto. We never hit any of those. Our crosses were decent, some of them, but we didn't have anybody in midfield who could play those in. And Jermaine should be able to. And Seth should be able to, and Phil should be able to, so we've got plenty we can still improve on.
Draw specialists at the moment?
Well, we never have been before, and you're grateful for what you get. We might have won, I think, the other night. It was a bizarre goal that went against us the other night. A good goal we got, a bizarre one that, as I say, went against us. So had we got a win and a draw, that would have been terrific. But we've got no injuries today. That's good. Got a little bit of a break, time to do a bit more work. I think we'll continue to get better. I'm not expecting to sell anybody this season, so I'm not worried about the team being decimated. The team will only be improved, not destroyed. We've spent 650,000 on Rodney, and he's not as good as River. But I expect that. And if somebody offered me £650,000 for River, I'd probably turn them down. So our players are worth good money. We've got clubs that would like us to name a price for Seth, but Seth is still finding his feet in this league. So I think we've got expensive players. It's just that we didn't pay the money for them. But I've been here 15 years to do that.
Did you find it difficult playing against your old teammates?
Yeah, I've had a few whacks. I still live in Wolverhampton, see, so the lads have been winding me up a bit on that and during the game, but just don't let it get to your head. Yeah, it wasn't the best of times at Wolves, but I was never going to hold down a regular first team place. And I've come here, worked with Dario, and my game's improved a lot under Dario, so I'm playing every week now and I've got to be happy with that.
Are you finding your midfield creative role improving?
Yeah, because I didn't come here as a midfielder, that's the thing, but obviously Dario likes me to play there, and I've worked at my game a lot, like in training and that, and I am enjoying it a lot more than playing on the wing. I just got to get forward more, score some goals, and with defending, just not the best at times, but there's always room for improvement.
Crewe have failed to really impose themselves on this game, and they're giving the ball away, and Unlove is trying to make them pay. Full of tricks, is in the penalty area. It's a great goal. Oh, this is much better. And there are three waiting in the centre. Here's Jack. Lays it off to Johnson! What a goal! From fully 30 yards out is equalised. Good diagonal ball by Eblett. Appeals for a penalty, and O'Connor's won the penalty. Martin O'Connor has scored twice from the penalty spot this season against Crystal Palace and Portsmouth, and here's the chance for his third to make it 2-1 to Birmingham. It was so easy. So a chance to get the big defenders forward. Walton, Charnock also going in there, and it's a great save from Rivers. Paul making it after Rivers seemed to be in prime position to score. Charlton. Oh, Unlove. Again in a dangerous area. Furlong! He's back.
English football's two longest serving managers pitting their wits against each other at Vale Park. Dario Gradi 9 months longer in charge of Crewe. But Crewe had their moments in the first half. Some good build-up play between Wright, Charnock and Seth Johnson, all helping to push Port Vale back and eventually create the opening for Mark Rivers. Just watch the patience of the Alex as they wait and watch and look for the opening coming, which eventually is found by Rivers. And he smacks, unfortunately, the shot against the post. And that, unfortunately, is the difference between winning, drawing and losing matches. Port Vale started the second half in the same fashion as the first. Kearton being called into action to tip over that long cross. But Crewe are still finding some width and also some gaps in the Port Vale defence. Rivers once more, the man looking keenly to open them up. He, along with Wright, providing this opportunity for Rodney Jack. He just can't get his goal-scoring boots on for Crewe. And how this one got away is one that only Dave Walton can tell us about. Football, though, is about taking your chances. And when you miss as many as Crewe do, eventually one comes up to catch a cold. And Paul Beardsley, after rising and then waiting, found his way into the back of the Crewe net. Just to sum things up a little bit further for Crewe. Again, in the dying moments, after being very patient in their build-up, somehow Steve Anthobus managed to show the two tails of headers in this match. Excellent save by Mr. White. Final score from Vale Park, Port Vale 1, Alexandra 0.
A warm welcome to Grester Road for this afternoon's vital Division 1 clash between our own Crewe Alexandra and Tranmere Rovers. A real six-pointer at the bottom of Division 1 this afternoon. Dario Gradi's men need them, along with John Aldridge's team, for all the wrong reasons in the First Division. McGreal with the chip, looking for Jones, who manages to flick the ball into the path of Kenny Irons, who goes round Kearton and scores 1-0. Kenny Irons, the experienced captain, has shown a clinical turn there to defeat Kearton and the defence. But what a wonderful flick on by Gary Jones. This fashion and the way they've started this match, they look very likely to continue the run that has seen them climb off the bottom of the table. Jones, amazingly, is still onside. This could be two. Kearton comes, leaves, Jones to two. Yes. What a terrible 60 seconds for Dario Gradi. He must be wondering what has happened to his defence. That's a great ball for Scott Taylor again, and Taylor's managed to get away from his man. Maybe he should have put it early. Taylor trying to create space, hits the bar and scores. It's 3. Oh, what a start from Tranmere Rovers. Using the wind to such effect with 3 goals from 3 clear chances. And now the chance for McMahon, and he's made it 4. Oh, incredible. What is going on in the Crewe defence? Oh, that's a terrible ball, and that could be a goal for Jack. No, good save from the keeper, and then Jack thunders the rebound wide of goal. But the first opportunity for Crewe in the second half. Walton, Anthobus with the touch on at the back post is Rivers. What a great save from the keeper, denies him. Right with the corner kick. Looking for the head of Walton, who gets it goalwards. Anthobus and then Rivers both have a dig, but neither can get it past the goal line. Right again, and that surely is a goal, yes. The substitute, Colin Little, makes it 4-1.
I'm not quite sure how you would describe that in 14 minutes.
Embarrassing, I would say. Was the mistakes we made were embarrassing. It was a combination of them playing well, but not that well, that we should have conceded 4 goals so easily. And you have to put the blame fair and squarely on the back 4 players, not so much Sean and the goalkeeper, who I thought allowed the ball to get behind them, behind the defence. The goalkeeper didn't come out and control that situation. So the goals were easy. And to concede 4 goals in, about 15 minutes, was embarrassing.
Yeah, it's been the best 14 minutes of my managerial career, really. I think even as a player. I scored 4 goals in as many minutes, so it was nice so early in the game. You know, it settled us down, and really there's always going to be one winner, you know, after the first quarter of an hour.
In case of taking your chances?
Yep, we had 4 or 5 chances only, and the lads were magnificent, took them very, very well clinically and very professionally.
So the other side of it is the people who can win us games. We've had people in the past, Dealey last year to an extent, particularly Colin Murphy the year before, Danny Murphy the year before. Colin didn't win us a game. And we haven't got that this year. In midfield, we're struggling to get goals from midfield. So we're really relying on River to score goals. And hoping that Rodney would, but he hasn't yet looked as though he's going to. Well, we were bottom of the league last year. Huddersfield came and beat us 5-0 here last year. And we had a spell that got us out. We can't expect that every year. We can't expect a spell like that. We've played teams down the bottom of the table Port Vale and Tranmere the last few weeks and lost both games. That doesn't bode well for the future. So I'm a realist, and I shan't be saying that we're all right. I didn't think we were all right last year till we won at Stockport, because we have great ability to be inconsistent. And if I can find players that are more consistent, then I will. But so if you're going to tell me which of the bottom 3 sides to go down, I'd have to say that of the teams I've seen this year, we would be prime candidates. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to, but we've definitely shown the ability to concede goals. Yeah, that pressure's always there, and I think it's probably fair to say that I've never ever slept after a game, ever, win or lose. If you win, the adrenaline's flowing. If you lose, you're you wake up in the middle of the night with this move or that move or this team or that team. That goes with the job, and I've come to terms with that and accept it, and have to come up with the answers.
The Worthington Cup third round tie, Crewe Alexandra against Premiership Blackburn Rovers. His pace then also caused tremendous amount of problems for Dan Peacock, and only his goalkeeper Tim Flowers saved his grace. As the match progressed, one goal always seemed enough to win this tie, and Blackburn just about had enough quality to create it. Damien Johnson involved from start to finish here, as he and Kevin Davis interlink to allow Chris Sutton the opportunity to show just why he's one of the best strikers in the Premiership. The relief for Blackburn Rovers could be felt all around the ground, but Crewe continued to push forward and were unfortunate not to get themselves back on level terms. Rodney Jack's persistence down the right flank led to Mark Rivers having the opportunity of the night. As you can see from the reverse angle, Jack does so well on this near side to get the space. As he drags the ball in, Rivers could so easily have turned that ball into the net, and then Crewe producing their move of the evening. A free-flowing move that went through nearly every pair of feet in the midfield. Jack involved along with Wright, and then the width of Bignett. And as Crewe patiently wait for the opening to open up, the ball from Wright is perfect, and Rivers unfortunately finds only the chest of Flowers. At first glance that might look as if it's a bad miss by Mark Rivers, but as you see from the opposite angle, he does ever so well to keep the ball down after Wright plays him in, and only a wonderful touch from Flowers denies him, though it was more luck than judgment. Crewe had the opportunity one last time to try and get the match into extra time. Mark Rivers holding play up and finding Seth Johnson, whose shot come cross causes Tim Flowers to have to tip the ball over. Rivers holds the ball up and allows Johnson time to cross the ball in, but Flowers was taking no chances at all. In the end, a fair result, but one that Crewe can be a little disappointed not to have at least got extra time.
Yeah, I mean, I think they tested us for 90 minutes. I think that, we were the better side, and I think that we have no need to apologise for our victory, and had it not been for outstanding saves from their goalkeeper, it could have been aggravated. But having said that, they're a division below us, and I think they've got to be delighted with their performance, because they kept to their task, they worked very hard, and we had to pull out all the stops.
Yeah, they've done all right. The team made some good saves at the end there, but we had their goalkeeper also played very well. I thought we controlled the game for the most part, as you would expect to be in the Premier League team.
Well, I was disappointed with the result, and I'm not. I mean, perhaps I've got it wrong, because everyone else is saying well played and well done, and you've got a good team and a good game to watch, and I don't feel like that at the moment. I think we should have done better, could have done better. We didn't do badly, but we're not as good as I think we can do. We didn't combine well enough, I don't think, to cause enough problems. We didn't get enough passing moves going. Some of the balls from the back to the front were just hopeful punts, which is always the trouble when you start talking to them about hitting the ball a little bit longer. Come the pressure, they don't hit the ball a little bit longer, they just scoop it anywhere. But Sean particularly was hitting good balls to the front and causing some problems. And Rodney at times was making the runs, but not enough and not good enough, and not keeping the ball well enough. So I think the front players need to do a little bit better than that if we're going to win games.
Well, if Crewe have had problems on the field this season, the number that Oxford have had off them must be of a considerable amount. And in the end, this match that was a real old battle between the two teams, 23rd and 22nd in the First Division, finally got a goal 18 minutes from time. Dean Windass, the man who's been scoring goals for fun in Scotland, found a rare one for Oxford United. Dario Gradi's Crewe were made of sterner stuff here at the Manor Road. And Rodney Jack showed us he's not just about scoring goals as well. As he picks up this loose ball, watch the brilliant perceptive pass in which he finds Colin Little, who shows us he can finish with a wonderful strike 2 minutes from full time. And that was enough for a point, and a very vital one.
A warm welcome to Gresty Road for this evening's vital First Division clash for our own Crewe Alexandra against the high-flying Sunderland, now top of Division 1. As Smith looks for some movement, Jack now provides it. Unfortunately, he needs to be in the middle as he looks to try and provide the cross, which he now turns into a shot and wasn't too far away from causing Thomas Sorensen sticking to his man. But again, the midfield of Sunderland have created some room, and it's with Williams now on the edge of the area. Ball down to ball again from Niall Quinn. It falls for Dicchio, and it's 1-0. Daniel Dicchio has set Sunderland on another successful start after the success of Sunday's win at the Reebok Stadium again. Johnson another low rip to Smith. There is Rivers, and he's hit the bar when unfortunately he should have scored. But that has just been typical of Crewe so far this season. Good ball into space to Gray from Ball, and this could be number 2 if Gray can finish, and he can. Wonderful goal from Michael Gray. A splendid second, and for all the changes that Crewe put in the last 10 minutes, it's still not stopped Sunderland doubling their lead. Oh, a great one-touch ball from Kevin Ball going into the path of Millen. He has meant to aim at. Quinn is one, and that was a splendid third. Excellent flick on for Niall Quinn, his second goal in 2 days, 2 games and 4 days. In defence. That's a great ball through for Rivers, who's trying to get in front of Sorensen. It will come from Munt, and it's fallen for Little, who could finish and give Crewe a lifeline, and in the end finds only the back of the stand instead of the net. It's so hurried, and you feel that it could so easily break for Michael Bridges now as he forces his way into the area, looking for the fourth and finds it. Wonderful finish. We talked about the 3 other goals being clinical, but that one was just as deadly and from such range as well. Keaton stood perplexed as Bridges found his spot. Little picks up the loose header and scores. And for the second home game winning, Colin Little gets some consolation for Crewe when they're 4-0 down. Thomas Sorensen isn't happy, and there's some bemused faces in the defence of Sunderland in the dying seconds. Oh, wonderful save from Sorensen as Little did come very close to collecting his second.
To score 4 goals away from home is a fantastic result for us. Delighted the way it's going. Bit concerned about the injuries we're picking up, but that's football. We've got 5 out now, and if it's another 2, it just makes it a bit difficult for my squad, but we keep on rolling on.
Is this probably the best you've played all season?
No.
Do you think that you're going to be in a position like this for the rest of the season? Is it?
You get me at it. I think we've got Grimsby at home Saturday, and I hope we can play well because they know about football.
Even to forget.
I think so, yeah. I think they were just a class above us today, so we just got to keep going and try and win, you know.
It's not been a good month, has it, at all?
Well, no, it's not been a very good start to the season for us, really. I mean, to start with, we were playing quite well and not getting any results, and the likes of Sunderland, I mean, I don't think anybody expected us to win anyway, so and they just proved to be just a class side, you know.
Is it about the way that you outclassed at times tonight?
I think he really expected it somehow. He wasn't upset. He thought we had a goal, and you know, it's just the way it was.
At 1-0, you had a great chance to level the scores with a header that hit the bar. Could have been a different night if they'd gone.
Yeah, it's just the way my luck's going at the moment. I'm hitting the post, the bar. Keepers are making great saves off me at the moment, so I'm going to go in off my backside, I'm sure, and then I'll start scoring again.
What do you put luck down to? Is it just luck, or do you put it down to a run of confidence?
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's confidence. I just say just the way the rub of the green. You know, we're just not having any luck at the moment.
If you look back to last season, you were in a similar position, weren't you? And you managed to turn it around. Is it possible that we could do it again this season?
Well, yeah, we were rock bottom last season at Christmas, so anything's possible. I mean, we had a great run last season. Hopefully we can start on a great run this season.
Crewe's miserable home form continues, unfortunately, though they started brightly enough. Seth Johnston here showing his persistence, and the 18-year-old nearly found the goal with that strike that just couldn't stay down. But one man who was causing problems for the Crewe defence all afternoon was this man, Ifeanyi. A wonderful strike from him clips the bar and suggests of things to come. Swindon have had their problems too this season, but they do seem to be coming to form, and this was their first goal of the afternoon after some real persistence on the flank. Eventually the ball is knocked in by Hall, and Ifeanyi, after going round Jason Kearton, has the easiest of golden opportunities to slot home. One that maybe even a baby wouldn't miss. Crewe continue to have their opportunities. Jermaine Wright finding some space, but not the finish. And again, straight after half-time, once more Jermaine Wright with space, but unfortunately just can't get the ball through and passed into the goal. This chance, though, was probably the pick of the afternoons. Started by Jack, and then after Smith's cross, he has the opportunity with his head to give some hope, but unfortunately can't keep it down. And then the sucker punch, one that we've come to expect at Gresty Road this season. Ty Gooden, the man sprinting away on the far side. Then after some confusion inside the box, the two substitutes, Cowie and Watson, link up to find Ifeanyi, who is on hand to provide us with his second of the afternoon. Another wonderful header. Klosko in the Queen's Park goal is keen and waiting, but Smith has hit it superbly and is fortunate, in the QPR's keeper's respect, not to have found the back of the net. Colin Little and Marcus Bignett, and it's an intelligent one from Dario Gradi as he tells his team to slow play down, but that isn't slow play at all, and this could be the first goal of the afternoon for Kevin Gallen. Wonderful stop though from Dave Walton. He did extremely well to read the situation, and Kevin Gallen should have done better. Was that third forward position when with possession. Now he needs though to start coming back as he tries to play the game of percentages, staying forward, hoping that Crewe can get possession, but they've lost it, and here's Peacock now to make it 1-0 with a simple goal. Gavin Peacock doesn't miss chances like that. Good header out by Macaulay, and Jack now with some space, and he's trying to find Anthropos, who has missed when should have easily have scored. It's one of those moments that Steve Anthropos will want to forget. Either way, it was down to his speed that Crewe now have possession and effort. Wright working the ball through to Rodney Jack. Oh, wonderful strike. And Peacock. Incoming is Barraclough, but there's a great strike, and the second goal of the afternoon by Mike Sherrin. Little, great ball in, Jack, and now Amphibus. Jack. Now Little. Street. He's going to have a shot, and it's not too far away either as McCloskey is stretched.
Graham Taylor wasn't at Watford to see his side take Crewe apart. He's still recovering from a serious throat illness. But the first half news filtering through at home should have lifted his spirits. Gifton Noel Williams opening the scoring 7 minutes before the break, and from there on, Crewe crumbled. 5 minutes later, Peter Kennedy, fresh from his first appearance for Northern Ireland, set up the second. The chance tucked away with style by Darren Baisley, and there'd still be time for another before the interval. Watford entirely in charge now. More good work from Gifton Noel Williams to release Kennedy, and the cross was perfectly placed for Nick Wright waiting at the far post. 3-0, even Graham Taylor would have croaked his approval. It was probably one of assistant manager Kenny Jackett's easier half-time talks, yet there was a shock in store 25 minutes to go when Seth Johnson found Rodney Jack. But the reaction suggested Crewe were already resigned to defeat. That feeling was soon confirmed, Baisley taking off at a blistering pace down the wing and maintaining his composure to give Noel Williams his second goal of the game and crown a satisfying personal performance. Towards the end, it looked like the minds of Watford's defenders were drifting. Colin Little found himself all alone to make it 4-2, but scant consolation for struggling Crewe. Boss Dario Gradi admitted they were outpaced and outclassed.
A warm welcome to a glorious Gresty Road for this afternoon's First Division clash between the side bottom of Division 1, Crewe Alexandra, and the team second from top, Ipswich Town, given Dyer possession. Here's Petter. Oh, that's a wonderful ball through for Kieran Dyer, who sliced open the defence and had scored. No, denied by the post, and Kearton is then saved. Jermaine Wright. Wonderful ball through, and the flag had stayed down for Amphibus, who's looking for Rivers, who still has the ball, and then feels he was tripped, but there's still opportunities as Unsworth, and then Smith comes through. Another good save from Richard Wright. Seem to be dominating territorially and possession-wise, but they need something from it. One thing they desperately don't need is to concede a goal right now. Petter. Scowcroft is waiting and has scored. Well, as if on cue, James Scowcroft shows why he needs to be watched every minute of every game. Can try him this afternoon after Mark Rivers has gone off. Curls it in. Wright is there. Macaulay gets a free header that Jackman touches on. But for this touch of Venus, it would have been 1-1. They've just been so unfortunate as per usual, but this man hasn't yet been able to break his goal-scoring duck here at Gresty Road in the league. Smith, good ball in. The header has gone straight up in the end. It's caused all sorts of problems. Little can't volley it in after Amphibus had made Wright punch the ball clear. It's only a half opportunity, but those half opportunities need to be put in. Just all of a sudden find that the ball bounces your way and it all goes right one afternoon, and they did it against, of all people, Newcastle United. Here's Kevin Street. That's a great ball through for Jack, who is onside. Good touch though by Wright, and it falls now for Amphibus. Can he finish? Oh, off the line again. A wonderful stop by the number 4, Jamie Clapham. It's 2 red shirts he's now evaded. And he's found Horan too. Here's Thames. Mark Venus. Dyer, and now Scowcroft, and that's 2-0. Well, we talked about the quality of James Scowcroft with the flick of the first half, but his smash finish has added to the quality that we were talking about. Little. Intercepted by Venus, who's looked for David Johnson, who's managed to escape the clutches of Macaulay. But he's tracked back. Now Johnson has the opportunity to dive through the challenge of Smith. After adjusting the position of the ball, James Scowcroft has the opportunity to add to his afternoon, which he does with some precision.
2 home wins, none away, 21 games played. The latest away defeat was inflicted by Portsmouth. Alan McLaughlin headed Pompey on the way to only their 2nd win in 8. A sit-in protest against home chairman Martin Gregory highlighted off-the-field problems for Portsmouth. An 89th minute goal by Steve Claridge put things right on the pitch. 2-0.
Bristol City stay second from bottom, but their win means Crewe are now 8 points adrift. Port Vale drop into the relegation places.
Well, what does 17 mean to you? Your driving test, Michael Owen's debut for Liverpool if you're a Liverpool fan, or the number of weeks that Scher's had at #1 this year with I Believe. For Dario Gradi, it's one of those things that you just never can regulate about in football. Oh, excellent working of the midfield situation again by the Crewe midfielders to find the space. Johnson putting Little through. Could this be 1-0? No, he's put it wide. Glorious opportunity, no offside flag, and Colin Little has missed Crewe's 2nd glorious chance in 2 games. Good play from Johnson to work Smith through. And Little and Anthobus are there, so is Rivers. Comes back for Jermaine Wright. And he can't believe how he missed. How many times have we said that so far this season? And teams have gone up and scored at the other end. Kilbane, one player could do just that. Into Van der Blerk, great cross in, Kearton touches it. Johnson. And again, no referee whistle, so Johnson plays on and finds Charnock, who's inside the area. Can he finish? Pulls it back instead for Little, who misses. Oh, Colin Little, another glorious opportunity, his 3rd of the evening so far. Oh, dispossessed, Bortolazzi goes for the ball and is fouled, and it's a penalty from Mr. Messias. Phil Charnock looks round and complains. Hughes against Kearton, and Hughes scores. A convincing finish from the Midlands team that now has a lead right in that time zone that we were talking about, that Dario Gradi's team just seems incapable of stopping from conceding goals. 2 was lurking, but the ball was a poor one. That's a better one though from Anthobus. Little now in space, Rivers as well moving forward, and the red shirts need to swarm out of defence now. Rivers attacking and needing support, which comes from Wright. Bignett now looking for that pass through, and he's got it too. And they're waiting for the cross, which is a deep one, looking for Anthobus, who had scored. Steve Anthobus from 2 inches has given us the goal that we have waited for now for over 3 hours. And it's all back level here at Gresty Road. Whips it in, Anthobus with a free header. Wonderful save from Phil Whitehead, and that goes a long way to repaying the amount that has been paid for him to Oxford United. Another corner kick for Crewe. Again, they're all up for it. Anthobus now looking along with Charnock. The ball is deflected, but it doesn't go over the head of Whitehead. 19 matches without a win. Jermaine Wright with a number of those without a goal. But when they come in pairs, and they come very special. And what about this for a finish? A splendid strike to give Crewe a lifeline in Division 1. First division clash between Crewe Alexandra and Huddersfield Town. Vital afternoon for Dario Gradi's men after last Saturday's fantastic away win at QPR. Anthobus moves to the back post, it goes over Charnock's head, the header was by Macaulay and off the line. And if this was a boxing match, Crewe would have had a hit by now. As yet they have not managed to find one of significant note, despite all this pressure. Charnock, down again for Wright. Through now in the space for Little, who knocks it on for Anthobus, who's still free, the keeper is down, surely it will go in from Rivers, no. And suddenly Nico Vasson has the ball again. A Gomo scramble. Well, that last opportunity does seem to have woken up Peter Jackson's team. Allison flicking the ball on for Marcus Stewart. And isn't that just typical? Crewe have done everything in this first 6 minutes bar score, and then Marcus Stewart shows them how to do it. And that goal has really changed the way that this match is going to go, unless Crewe can find themselves a way back into what is a vital game. And here is Allison, who is onside. Can he provide the second? No, he can't. Oh, that's a terrible pass. Johnson now for Anthobus. Off him is Rivers. Can he finish? Oh, good save, but Anthobus is there. Basson then goes down, and again Crewe denied. And get it into the middle, let alone manage to find another red shirt. And again Crewe being exposed. Beach now with some space. Deep cross looking for Allison, and now it falls for Marcus Stewart, and that is 2-0. Trying to spark something immediately, Rodney Jack. Here's Jermaine Wright. Anthobus down for Rivers. Good save from Basson. And he just took a little too long, Mark Rivers, and he realised it straight away. Rodney Jack waiting for some movement. Lots of shirts in front of him, mostly those with Huddersfield, but he's been found again and has scored! Wonderful goal from Rodney Jack. Splendid back heel by Steve Anthobus, and Gresty Road is brought to life by Rodney Jack's first goal in the league at Gresty Road. And it came out of nothing, but it was Jack's... A warm welcome to a blustery Gresty Road for this afternoon's Boxing Day clash between our own Crewe Alexandra and our visitors from Lancashire, Bury. Jack chasing down this long ball, and he could get there first. Oh, just wide of the post, and the first opportunity goes with Rodney Jack. That's a lovely long ball from Macaulay, and it finds Rivers too. That's direct football at its best. Now here's Jack, who loves to run direct football, and that's a great shot that's deflected into the chest of Dean Keeley. It could have gone anywhere then for Rodney Jack. Now, and they have a little bit of space that they're trying to work for Rivers. Unsworth. Once more, the option is Rivers out wide, and it's this time managed to find him. West is backing off. Rivers goes on. Oh, and it's off the bar. A wonderful strike from Mark Rivers, and somehow it doesn't go in, and not surprisingly, Mark Rivers looks to the heavens. Smith's clearance was miskicked, but it gives go to Rodney Jack. And his second clearance is even better, because Rivers should get there, and does. Well, there's options now for Crewe. Little inside the area, goes past Swales, has Keeley to beat, goes through him, and hits the post. Wonderful opportunity, again, just does not go Crewe's way. And how many times will we see them hit the woodwork this season? Johnson's ball in, Rivers with the touch, and that's a wonderful goal from Colin Little. A splendid header just inside the box, but credit where credit is due, the build-up was exquisite. Johnson's cross, Rivers' flick, and we said Colin Little must have been wondering when he would get that vital goal, and finally it has come. The clean one too. Little on by Wright. Jack has the speed. Can he defeat Keeley, who stayed back? Oh, wonderful save from Dean Keeley as Jack went into the box. Jack is onside again. Andy Woodward seems to be gone. Jack moves in the box looking for Crewe's second. Oh, it was a whisker wide. Oh, excellent. Jack has got the speed of Woodward again. He needs support, otherwise he's got to do it all himself. It's now there with Little. And Dean caught Unsworth with a long ball for Jack. He's now with Woodward, who's had the beating of this afternoon, and he's done him again. Oh, wonderful ball in! Splendid goal! At the second of the game, and this time it's Mark Rivers with the header. Wonderful strike from the Alex, and Dario Gradi is off his feet. It's a deep cross, headed down, and that's a glorious opportunity that was never going to be missed by Andy Woodward. And with 10 minutes left, now we do really have a game in our hands. To what has been already an incredibly hard season.
Jack. No, Little. Jack is just completely shattered. Wright, curling the ball goalwards, what a strike! Jermaine Wright seals the 3 points, and Dario Cardi's team's first win since the 26th of August, with one of the goals of the season. Well, his score at QPR was a cracker, but that one is even better. Jermaine Wright with the 3rd goal of the afternoon, and by far the best.
And Rodney Jack. Colin, an excellent win.
Yeah, much needed one as well. But we've been playing like that for a while, not getting the wins, but today, like, we had a bit of hard luck. We've hit the post twice, but we got the win in the end.
Did you think when you hit the post that it wasn't going to be one of those afternoons again?
I've been thinking that for the last few weeks, to be fair. Daddy had done a little bit extra with me on Friday to try and get our confidence back. And when I hit the post, I just thought it was another one of them days, but we ended up getting the points.
I suppose being a striker, you just got to keep persevering, and eventually that goal comes.
That's right. That's what I always do, but just lately it's been getting really hard, you know. But I've not scored for 4 or 5 matches, and my game's based on scoring anyway. I need to score.
Well, at first, when I started, it was a bit difficult, but now I'm settling down. I'm getting the help from the players, and I'm feeling quite at home, and basically I couldn't ask for anything more, and hopefully I could do my part along with the rest of the players and try and get us at the bottom.
And the Man of the Match award must have been the icing on the cake this afternoon.
Well, to be fair, Man of the Match is a good thing to get, but basically I don't really mind about Man of the Match. I just want us to win, really, and try and get ourselves off the bottom, really. I want to be keeping playing first division football, and we only could do that by winning, and we need to start picking up some points here and there.
Do you have a message to the supporters to give them hope for the rest of the season?
They've been very good to us anyway, even though we've been getting beat, but there's a few who get a bit frustrated, and they know we're trying our best, like, and hopefully we can turn it around just like we did last year. And like the last few games, though, they've noticed that we've been like getting a lot of bad luck, and then the other team go up the other end and get a goal, and we know the ones who stick by us, and most of them do, really. There's a couple who don't, and they know that we'll be giving it our best anyway. We don't want to go down, and that's everybody thinks that.
Do you think that Crewe are good enough to stay in the first division?
Yes, I think it's a footballing side. I think everybody can play football. I think the coaching staff is very brilliant. Everyone knows what they're doing. The players are very skillful here, and I think yes, they deserve to play in the first division because they're a good bunch of lads and they're footballing side. And I think at the end we can do it at the end, really.
Colin was talking about Dario Cardi spending time on Friday with him. We've seen him weeks when things haven't gone the right way, him spending time with you. What's your thoughts on him?
Well, I think Dario is a tremendous coach, really. He's been one of the longest serving manager ever, and I think he has been doing something very tremendous to be staying in that post, and I think he's helping us a great deal along with myself and Colin Little and the rest of the players, really. He's like a father figure, really, and he's doing quite well, and hopefully we can take in his knowledge and go on the pitch and do it as well.
Have you seen your game develop in different ways this season?
Yes, I think he's helping me a lot. Basically, he's giving me the confidence I need, really, to do my thing, really, and along with the rest of the players, they're giving me the guidance and the strength, really, to go on and be myself, actually, and try and do something. And basically, as I said, the morale of the team is very high, and everybody's like brothers here, and I think that's one of the strong points of us winning here, and hopefully we can go on and do it again.
Yeah, I'm relieved more than well, I'm both, but I'm relieved, really, especially after we hit the post twice early on, especially the second one. Colin did everything right, went past the goalie and then hit the post, and you think you want one of those to hit the post and bounce back and hit something and go in, hits the post and bounces back to the goalkeeper. So you think, is there really a jinx? We've really had a spell where I don't really think we deserve to be. We don't deserve to be top half of the league, but we don't deserve to be adrift. I wouldn't have thought. We didn't get any luck with the corner they scored from, but we didn't deserve it because our marking was poor. So I think that was probably Jermaine as well. So he needed to score the goal.
Colin was telling us before about the time that you spoke with him on Friday. Can you elaborate a little bit more about it?
Well, I think he's a bubbly character now. It's good to have those sort of people in the dressing room, and he brings a refreshing vitality to it coming from the non-league. He's pleased to be playing full-time football, and he's got a great knack of scoring goals. He can use both feet, can head it, and he's I always think he'd be our top goal scorer. He's just having a spell where it's got to him a bit, where he's hitting the goalkeeper, or he's just missing it, or he's hitting the post, and and he's just beginning to drop his head a little bit, which is most unlike Colin. And he's been doing it in training. And we played in little small goals, little five-a-side goals, and he must have had 15 efforts at goal. I think he did score 2 or 3 times, but it was just hitting the goalkeeper and going over, or just hitting the bar or going over, or whatever it was, and he just had one of those spells, and I felt he was a bit despondent. And it's an old trick, really. It's nothing clever. You just feel we needed to give him some easy shots, where he could score some goals. So we did. We just spent a few minutes. Steve Holland and Steve Jones, the reserve goalkeeper, and he did super for him. It was good of Stuart to stay out, and he looked super. I just think he felt better, and it's a little bit of very amateur psychology. Rodney's always looked a first division player, I think, to me, but hasn't played well in the first division. There's a difference. He's just got to apply himself and become really professional, and understand what's required at this standard. Now, I think at Torquay he can get away with certain things because the standard required from the players isn't as high as was required here. I don't mean the standard of behaviour. I'm talking about the standard of performance, and that a bit of anticipation, and he could shoot from silly distances there, which we're not prepared to accept. And he's got to keep working, not have one game in 3. So I must say that every bit of criticism that he's had, he's taken very well. He's taken it on the chin and got on with it. And I think the fact that he's got great ability, which the players can understand. He's a super guy. The players have got time for him on both counts. And I think the fact that he's coped with my criticism and coped with it well is another feather in his cap, because I think you have to do that. All this business about putting your arm around players and persuading them and being nice to them, I think is a load of nonsense. I think you can do, there's a time and place for that, but he's responded very well, I think, to the work and to what we've said to him. Hopefully he can continue to do that. There's not a player in the country that can do what he can do better than he can. Take those people on, and he's got a terrific shot. I compare him to Mark Overmart's playing at Arsenal, who's a much more experienced, knowledgeable player, but isn't as quick and isn't as athletic. And that's the standard that I'd like Rodney to reach, and I think that's within his grasp.
If you were making a half-term assessment, Crewe getting better and better and better?
I think our general football is probably better than when we got promoted. And it's more consistent. We have less poor spells. We haven't got quite the match winners, unless Jermaine can start doing that on a much more regular basis, because Rodney could be a match winner. So, yeah, I think we've got better. I think we've got better since the season started. Definitely, the last few performances have been better than the ones at Norwich and the early season. But we've got to continue to get better. But that's the good thing, We all know, everybody here, I think, from the supporters up to the directors, know that the whole place is geared to the players getting better. We've got superb facilities and good staff. We don't pull back on that side of it. We provide good. I was just talking to Neil. Our facilities are so much better than theirs. So we ought to be getting better. That's where we spend the money on that, instead of paying wages to experienced players. And the players are playing. They're passing the ball. I think the supporters can see that luck as much as I can, and they feel for the players. Perhaps not quite as understanding maybe as I am, but they've been excellent. And away from home they've been absolutely brilliant. But at home, where we haven't won for ages at home. Fortunately we won one away and we won one at home, so we won't have that. Haven't won since August or September, whatever it is. That's good for them. They've had a good reward. You're absolutely right. But the surprising thing is, not surprising, but the enjoyable part is we've kept the gates up, and we need to do that. For us to go forward. If we would have suddenly dropped back to 2000, we'd be saying, well, we're wasting our time. Really, we would actually be talking about what Barry Hearn's talking about, going part-time. But if we can attract over 5,000 people here and 6,000 capacity, then we know we've got to keep producing good players, keep working on our players, get that capacity up to 10, get 8,000 people in, and all of a sudden, we're in a position when everybody else crumbles about us, we're still going forwards.
The Stadium of Light is an intimidating place at the best of times, but when you come here bottom of the First Division, it becomes that little bit more harder to pick up a result. And Sunderland, in their form that they're in at this point in the season, are just simply irresistible. This passage of play is finished by Daniel Dicchio. And everybody bar Dario Gradi is feeling good. Crewe had their moments though in the first half. Unfortunately, Mark Rivers is becoming a Phil Collins song. Here again, through on goal. Credit to the keeper for the save, but Mark really should finish from there, shouldn't he? And he's unfortunately missed again. Rivers' miss in the first half was disappointing. Watch this passage of play. Rodney Jack is establishing himself in the First Division and proving to be a thorn in everyone's side. Unfortunately, his teammates just aren't on the same wavelength at the moment. Well, you do need every so often a little bit of fortune to help you get away from the bottom of any division. And Andy Melville's header could have provided it. But even the post seems to be against Dario Gradi's team at the moment. And the misses, they keep her coming. Watch for this one. A real peach of her effort. As Rodney Jack again produces a little bit of magic that just can't be finished off. Yes, jump up and down, stamp your feet, but we need goals. Well, the afternoon's horror show wouldn't be complete without another sucker punch, and not unsurprisingly it comes after Crewe have possession. "1-0 would have been disappointing, but 2 was really taking the, yes, you've guessed it, and Mark Bignett is down to see Michael Bridges finish it.
A warm welcome to Gresty Road for this afternoon's FA Cup third round proper, sponsored by AXA, between our own Crewe Alexandra and our visitors this afternoon, Oxford United. Les Robinson with some space, and the ball is deflected into the path of number 10, Dee Windass, who just doesn't miss from there. He's trying his best to get out of a difficult situation, and he's not done a bad job about it. The clearance from right is a poor one, straight to another right, Jermaine. And the follow-up by Rivers nearly creates a goal. Take this corner kick on the far side. And Oxford, against the wind, have got 5 corner kicks and also a second goal. Oh, that's a dreadful way to concede in the FA Cup. And for the second time this afternoon, Crewe have found themselves exposed by defensive lapses. Well, this cup tie is lost well before the end. And that's a great ball from Street that could start them on their way. Rivers! The clearance at the end was by Smith. And it's another similar ploy. This time Johnson stayed a little later and he obstructed Foreign in the process. Rivers now puts it back for him and he scored! Seth Johnson with a wonderful strike. His second of the season, his first in the FA Cup, and all of a sudden Crewe are back in this contest. Rivers has arms all over him, but he's managed with his head to find little. Now Seth Johnson looking for his second, and it's nearly deflected in, and Elliot Jackson, the previous 10, have all had a similar theme. Leslie Robinson managing to dive in front of Seth Johnson. And this one has gone looking for Johnson, instead those found Rivers, or even Colin Little. Foreign then involved, and Oxford have survived. Kearton up for the cross, seemed to be fouled. The referee waves advantage and finally it goes in. Well, if the first and second goal were bizarre, that one was the most of the 3. To his teammates as this ball is whipped in, looking for a lifeline in the FA Cup for Crewe. And they might just have found it. Little goes round the keeper. Oh, and he just found the side netting with Rodney Jack waiting in the centre with no one.
Gone now an horrendous run that has seen them go to the foot of the division, and they are now 8 points adrift of safety at the bottom of the First Division table. And that means possession is so important in that midfield area, and Rivers giving the ball away there is not going to help.
Great run through the middle from Marshall. He's gone round Keaton. This should be number 1 because here's Llewellyn, and that is the lead for Norwich City. Well, the warning signs were there. Crewe didn't read them, and again we're opened up from a midfielder making a run. Rivers and Smith with the free kick. Smith looking for the head of Charnock, and he's hit the bar. Confidence is a key issue, and this man needs to get a goal to help his, and he's gone through Mackay. Rodney Jack, needing a goal, has found his man on the line, Mark Rivers, who somehow can't score a goal for love nor money. What Dario Gradi must be thinking on that far side is just about beyond us. He talked about the jinx last time out when Crewe defeated Bury. This time round he must be thinking the same as Marshall makes it 2. And isn't that just football for you? At one end Crewe had the opportunity to equalise, and then at the other Norwich make it 2-0 and double their advantage. Inside the last 60 seconds of the first half, Jermaine Wright with some space, and he's going to move with that space into the area, and now Rivers surely, or even little. Up goes Foran. Oh, glorious opportunity for Mark Foran to get his first goal for Crewe Alexandra. Llewellyn. Good tackle by Johnson, who chased the second man down after losing his ball. Managed to get possession back. Charnock on for Smith. At least a goal now would give us a rousing last 5 minutes. Whatever Mr. Walton has left on his watch for stoppage time. Rivers looking for Street. Oh, what a goal! Kevin Street with a goal of the season. A wonderful volley after Mark Rivers' cross. His first of the season, and what a way to score it with 5 minutes left. And now we have an interesting final finale with the first goal after 15 minutes. Johnson, excellent run from Seth Johnson. Oh, surely it'll be finished now by Rivers. It's there. Mark Rivers makes up for his earlier miss with a wonderful strike to give Crewe a level scoreline for the first time in the afternoon. In the space of 3 minutes, Crewe have turned this match on its head, which has gone looking for Lee Unsworth. It's beyond his head, but it's there for him now. And now Kevin Street, the read by Wiz Street, and he scored! It's 3-2! Crewe have the lead. What a turnaround, what a last 10 minutes, and what a win for Crewe Alexandra. If ever a season could be turned, it can be turned here and turned now by 2-goal man Kevin Street. You'd think they'd won the FA Cup, and rightly so. With the way this afternoon had gone, everything seemed to be beyond them, but the jinx has been laid to rest, and Kevin Street has surely given them 3 priceless points. Street, Kevin, we're still shaking. I guess you must be still as well.
Yeah, a little bit. The adrenaline's still pumping. Like, yeah, I was really pleased with what went on. We did well to come back from 2-0 down.
Incredible performance from substitute. What did it feel like? Talk us through it.
Well, it's great. Well, I did it before on my debut against Tranmere when I've won and scored the winner. And it was nice to go on today, especially from a bigger, 2-0 down. And we did well to come back.
Talk us through the first goal.
Well, Phil Charnock's laid the ball off to Sean Smith. He's put it down the line for Rivo. Rivo gets down the line really well. And he pulled it back. I just bowled it home.
You say you just bowled it home. That's a bit of an understatement. It was a fantastic volley.
Yeah, the lads keep going at me. A lot of goals come off my shin, but I think when you score like 5 or 6 off your shin, it becomes an art.
And the second one, it was down to a lot of persistence.
Yeah, we've been really getting in the box a lot, and like you say, we all want to do a bit, and we worked hard, and we got in well. Rivo really deserved it, I think.
What changed in that last 15 minutes? Dario seemed to change the tactics slightly.
I think it's just hunger. We've had a lot of bad games just recently, but we had a lot of hunger for this game, especially when you can come back, and we did well.
Do you feel that the corner is being turned now?
Yeah, definitely. We were very positive about the game, even though we had spells where we played bad, but we kept our heads up and we kept going, and we proved a point today.
You had so many chances before,
yeah.
Even at 2-0 there.
Well, we did it against West Brom. We could have been 4-0 up in 10 minutes, and then we've ended up losing. So.
Does it take a knocking in the dressing room when you have all these chances and they don't go in?
Yeah, it's not good, but we've kept heads up well, and we hope to stay up this season.
talk us through what the atmosphere was like in the dressing room after today. It seemed like a cup atmosphere.
Well, we haven't had it this season really. You know, maybe against Barnes when we beat them, but today was just amazing. You know, everyone was patting each other on the back. You know, singing in the showers. So
yes, unbelievable was the word. Sensational was another one. Yeah, very unlikely score at one stage. At 2-0 down, with what 15 minutes to go. It didn't look like that was going to be the score. So it was a super reward really for the players, because they've refused to give in, and they've kept themselves going when they've had some real body blows. I must say, you know, I've had a few body blows. I felt it. I felt the first goal against Oxford. I felt the first goal again today, which was such an awful goal from our point of view. And I'm thinking, you know, is there ever going to be an end to this? River kicks one off their goal line when it was easy to put it in, and you wonder whether you're ever going to win a game again. And then, but the players kept going, and they have kept going, I think, very well all season. So it's a super reward for them, and a good reward for the fans who have gone home ecstatic, I should think, which is a reward for them, because they've resisted the temptation to get on the players' backs or mine, and you know, that's. I think that's good. That's very much appreciated. So it's nice that we're able to send them home happy for once. I felt that Kevin particularly, you know, he was having had a super day yesterday, and he has since I criticised him. I criticised him, you know, the last home game but one. I put him on and he did nothing. You know, played really frozen. But since then he's done really well in training. Yesterday was sensational, scored a lot of goals in the little six-a-side we have on Fridays. So I was looking, in fact I said after training, I'm looking to put you on. And I did, and I thought he might get a goal, and then when he did score I thought, well, if we can play 4-2-4 it might just open it up. And with Rodney and River on the wings, I think if I picked Unsworth at centre forward he'd have a fit and freeze. But putting him on during the game, he's a bit more swashbuckling attitude to it. Yeah, well, I've been in this situation before, and the first time I was in it, I was absolutely no help to the players whatsoever. And I think this time I've got to be a help to the players, and it's important not to criticise for the sake of criticising, and to really be very constructive with the criticism. And then you're relying on the players having the right attitude to be able to keep themselves up, not blame anybody else, but look at themselves and try to improve. So the players have shown that. You know, every bit of work I do with them, be it sitting and watching the video, is received properly by the players. So they've given themselves a chance, and they wouldn't have been able to have done that today had they not done that work for the last few months.
So it's not going to get easier for the players. This is Rodney Jacks. Jack, well, he did the good work, and that man waiting there. So certainly grabbed the penalty area, he's well filled up here. Headed away by Westford on his far as Jack. Oh, it's the post! What a good effort by Rodney Jack. To our left for Bradford City. Blake. Back to Jacobs. Swung in for Mills. Yes! Lee Mills! From Peter Bergery. Jacobs with the kick. Mills gets the ball back to Wally. Bergery. Mills. Yes! Great goal! Mills it! Blake kicks it in on the far side, does well. Just got Walton in front of him. Taking on the number 5. Yes! Yes! Mills gets his hat-trick! Jacobs to Blake. Blake now taking on Walton. Twisting, turning. Tries a shot. Yes! 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 Blake! Darnock, side of centre circle, threads the ball through for the number 13, Peter Smith. Got two Smiths on the field now, two rights, and this is a break on the far side from Jack. Moore gets it away. And it's there, well, he got back right away. Substitution, a good break on the right.
This week are hoping for Darragh Grady's guardian angel to turn up and help them pick up a second successive home win. Right after his first corner was headed out by Ford, will try again. Johnson to the back post, it's gone looking for him. That's a great header off the line. And Chris Lightfoot was within a whisker of giving Crewe the lead. There's one thing that Chris Lightfoot does bring to this team, and that's experience. And we've already seen this season, in the absence of Dave Walton, just how much experience is needed. Little inside for Rodney Jack. Oh, what a start! Rodney Jack with a simple finish, his second in the league here at Gresty Road, laid on a plate by Colin Little. If there was any chance of Sheffield being lacklustre at the start and starting this match very quietly, Crewe have changed that with the first goal. They could have a second now with Mark Rivers. Oh, another gilt-edged chance, but he still has possession and support with Jermaine Wright, but he can't find the target either. Vision clash against a side far higher than in the league. It's Johnson against the bar, Little with the rebound, and it was straight at Kelly. As any manager will tell you, if you can go in with that 1-0 lead at half-time and not concede at the death, you have such a big advantage. But here's Campbell, and he's gone round Kearton, whose hand went out, and thankfully the linesman has given a goal kick. Street now with possession, and Mr. Laws is very close to losing control. Johnson, Street, on for Charnock. Oh, wonderful save from Alan Kelly. Charnock, back to Johnson. Little hit and hope, but Little has got the better of it after Holdsworth's touch, and he's now got the chance to get a second. Oh, off the line. Sean Smith with it. Forward for it is Mark Foran and Chris Lightfoot, and there's a wonderful header from Seth Johnson that is kept out by another incredible, priceless save from Alan Kelly. Crewe need a second. They can't keep on missing these chances, they're just too good. Lightfoot back across this time, and that will go in, but for another amazing stop by Alan Kelly. Mark Foran this time denied. Campbell on for Devlin, who loses the ball in his feet. Still Devlin though going on. Campbell again in support, as is Bobby Ford, who we saw in the first half can shoot. Marcello with the header against the bar, then the rebound that goes in off a deflection from Chris Lightfoot. Well, we said that Crewe couldn't keep on missing those chances, and Sheffield have really rammed it down our throats now. Woodhouse, Lightfoot does the right thing and knocks it anywhere. Jack, after the mistake from Holdsworth, is through. Can he equalise? Can he put us in front? He can't do anything. An amazing number of set pieces, an amazing number of chances, but we're still at 1-1, or are we? Is it gone in? Yes, it has now. An almighty scramble, an almighty mess, and a goal that could condemn Crewe to their umpteenth home defeat.
Now, what about this? I mean, some absolutely corking goals here by Rodney Jack of Crewe, their record signing at £600,000 from Torquay. This is something a bit special, John, isn't it?
Well, Rodney's known for his pace, very quick, but he's not known for scoring goals like that from outside the box.
Actually, he had a slow start at Crewe, but he's sort of around the goal a game ratio at the moment.
Well, they paid 600,000 for him, so lots expected of him. But with his pace, he'll make a lot of chances.
Is this better than his first? This one coming up?
Equally as good. Equally as good. I mean, he turns very well, and I mean, that's a great strike. I've said it before, I see better goals in the nationwide than I do in the Premier League. I don't know whether it's because of the goalkeepers, but there's some fantastic goals.
I wish you hadn't have said that, because Jake Kearton doesn't do himself proud there, does he really? And he certainly doesn't for the second one.
Yeah, I mean, as I said before, maybe it's the goalkeeping, but, you know, they're trying their shots from outside the area, and he definitely should.
Palace are stuck in a rut. They've drawn too many games and they're out of the playoff picture. At least Clinton Morrison gave the home faithful a reason to celebrate. Only 6 minutes played, but it was to be the Eagles' only highlight. Palace manager Steve Coppell has pinpointed the problem. They lack an inventive striker capable of killing off teams. Bottom club Crewe will let off the hook, and defender Dave Walton earned them a point with his first goal for the...
There's no change in the bottom three, but Crewe's draw narrows the gap on Bristol City to 4 points. That Dean Windass double sees Oxford overtake Bury.
Tell us about it. I know I was off yesterday, so nobody from our end.
Wow, I think you just know the local press.
Rodney, you're obviously pleased to be involved in the very much the youth side here at Crewe.
Yeah, there's a tremendous skillful players here. We all know what Dario and the rest of the community is thing, because they brought you some good players like David Platt in the past, and you know, it's a good training program. As you know, Dario is one of the longest serving managers ever, and he had to know what he's doing really.
You're a relatively new arrival here. What sort of influences has he brought to your game?
Well, he's brought a bit of defending to my game. I've always known myself as just an attacking player, and since I joined the team, he's saying that you need to work on a disadvantage as well, which is defending. And I'm getting there. I'm trying my best. He's working very hard with me, and everything is paying off. Well, I think we are capable of it. I think the players here are very capable of it. They're a good bunch of lads, as I said. They're very skillful. The manager and the staff are doing quite hard work with us, and I think we just need to start going on a run.
You actually came through the ranks here on courses like this before you progressed right through to the Crewe first team.
I did, yeah. I remember coming through with Paul McCann and other coaches like that, and Dario especially. He's very good with the kids, Dario, and he's always on about his under 14s and 15s when we train as well. So yeah, he's a kid-orientated club.
It must be quite special for you to come to a day like this and see the youngsters in a position that you were in not that long ago.
That's right. I look back on my youth very fondly, you know, and really enjoyed playing football, and played too much football probably, but there you go. Yeah, it was great.
It's not done you any harm though?
No. Playing in the first division regularly, you know, playing against some quality players and some really good grounds, you know, it's something to aim for when you're this age.
I mean, what was the feeling here when obviously he made this sort of lone return?
No, it's great to have him back, you know. I mean, we are struggling a bit at the bottom of the league, and it's great to have a good player back and hopefully get us into safety.
Just looking at the position that you're in at the moment, obviously the basement boys still, what's been the team spirit at the moment? Because obviously you've had 1 or 2 decent results.
That's it. I mean, it's been good all the way through the season. I mean, we've been playing really quite well this season, probably better than we did last season, but not getting the results. So the team morale is really good anyway, so I'm sure we'll get off the bottom.
A lot of people will be surprised you're saying that morale's good despite your position.
No, it's been good all the way through the season, you know. I probably can't believe it myself, but it has.
Yeah. When he played here, he fell on top of him, didn't he? He's a bloody great player.
Danny, you've returned to Crewe. What was your first impressions coming back?
Well, it was nice to be back. I mean, there's a lot of old friends here, obviously I grew up with for many years, so that didn't, you know, it was nice. Obviously some people look at it as maybe me taking a step backwards, but I don't feel that. I mean, obviously I'm not playing first team football at Liverpool, and playing reserve football is a different type of football, so it was nice to come back and play some, you know, I want to play some games, and also mentally it's a fresh challenge. Obviously it's going to be difficult, but hopefully I can try and contribute to helping Crewe stay in the first division, which is everybody's, you know, aim.
I was just going to say, obviously you've got quite a battle on your hands here. You almost come in like a Red Adair kind of character.
Yeah, but I mean, as I've said in previous interviews, and Dario said as well, I mean, I don't think I'm going to, you know, become some type of saviour. I mean, but if I can add a little bit of extra quality and a bit of experience to the team, then obviously I'm happy to do that. And also from a personal level, it's good for me to be, you know, playing again at first team level and showing a few other people what I can do, you know, maybe proving a few people wrong. So from a personal level, it's important for me to do well as well. I think they've had a bit of bad luck, and obviously it's hard to attract big name players to a club like Crewe, even at first division level. So he's had a lot of problems to tell me, but to be honest, they still played a good football. I think the club as a whole, from youngsters level, has progressed massively even since I've been here a few years ago. They've got the academy now. They're hopefully getting the new stand at the ground. So even worst case scenario, if Crewe do go down, I mean, I can't see there being a big problem in, you know, in coming back up, because they've done it before. So I mean, I don't think the club's in a bad situation at all. Obviously the foot of the table seems bad, but in terms of a settled club with a good youth system and, you know, a good family club to be at. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better club.
Obviously, it's very important that Crewe nurture this young talent that we see in front of us here, and it's led to so many successes over the years. How important is it?
Oh, it's the lifelong for the club. Yeah, I mean, the amount of players that we've sold and the revenue it brings to the club, you know, this is our long-term future. And the earlier we can get to them, obviously, the better.
Obviously, that's the implications of Bosman as well these days.
It is even more so these days, you know. I mean, we've got to get them young and, you know, perhaps even give them longer-term contracts in the future.
You've had a big announcement this week as well, which is very much linked to the community programme and the very future of Crewe, which is the youth side. What's happened?
Well, what we've actually done is we've put the soccer centre and the community programme together, and the new development is going to be £1 million development with big AstroTurf, a specialist goalkeeping area, you know, pitches for mini-side soccer, lecture facilities. It was a fantastic, over £1 million. So, you know, the youngsters in this area will have a fantastic opportunity. And
it also means that they come to Crewe first. They don't go to another club. They don't get poached.
Hopefully not. You know, we look after the youngsters here in a comprehensive way, and you know, we got the facility now to go with that. So, you know, they've got every opportunity.
One of Dario Gradi's young siblings that he brought through the ranks, that Crewe are so famous for. Still a Liverpool player, of course. He's back and makes his home debut as a lone player with Crewe.
Good ideas from the Crewe players, just not quite getting the execution that they want. That's a great run from Tony Ellis, kept himself onside. Could be trouble here for Crewe. Ellis with a strike, he's hit a post, and it's not gone in. He's still making a run right. This is Sean Connolly. He's got time, he's got space, and he's hit the post. Shot from Matthews, takes a deflection. Oh, and a great save. A magnificent save from Jason Caton. The ball took a deflection as it was flying into the roof of the net. It will be a strike from Woodthorpe, and it's in! That's a cracker! That is an absolutely cracking goal from Colin Woodthorpe. Oh, now the flinker arrives at the back, and this time and he's more customary on the ball. He's still in play. Crewe scrambling away. Woodthorpe with a strike, keeper does well. Oh, and it's in, and it's Tony Ellis's first goal for Stockport County.
The commentator at the Reebok, Alistair Mann.
Crewe Alexandra free kick is the verdict. Indirect, as Mr. Bramwood explains with his hand, headed on by Seth Johnson, back by Jack. Now Johnson. Oh, and it hit Todd, I think, and goes into the corner of Jeskalainen's net. Johnson hit it, and Crewe have the lead. Headed clear. Now Jack. And suddenly, out of nothing, Jack has a real chance to run at Elliott. Still going. Good effort. Oh, brilliant goal. Rodney Jack. Crewe's record signing. And they have doubled their lead at Reebok. Little. And again. Well, the chase is on and Jack's going to get there. Totally outpacing Whitlow and finishing off Bolton Wanderers. The early exchanges of the second half, and Crewe surely have the points. Holdsworth. Now what was that? It's a penalty, a lifeline chance for Bolton. Lightfoot's arm on the back of Holdsworth. Holdsworth will take the penalty for that offence. Still plenty of time if Holdsworth can convert this. And maybe the Bolton fight back can begin. Over half an hour to go, and Bolton, thanks to Dean Holdsworth, will try to pull back Crewe Alexandra.
The goal line, there are four coming from deep. Touch on and over the bar by Colin Little. First real opening of the afternoon. We go through once more. It's a great effort and a great goal by Rodney Jack. Instinctive stuff. And for a great footballing side, Crewe show that they can go route one when necessary with devastating results. It was a measured toe poke in the end, really, by Jack. He lifted the ball over Talia and into the top corner. Got there ahead of Lightfoot. Jack lining up a spectacular volley. He gets there a second time. Charnock, 2-0 Crewe Alexandra. Phil Charnock, the scorer. And Swindon Town are in deep trouble against the bottom team in Division 1. They failed to clear the corner. Jack, it was who retrieved it. The scorer turned supplier this time. And Charnock dispatched it into the roof of the net. Looks like he's treading water as Jack lets rip. A great strike that was. Forward by Reeves. Reeves and Dar. In the middle is Onura. And again. Swindon are back in the game.
Gresty Road tonight, though, is vital. 6 points this week with the home games, and they could take themselves out of the bottom three. Johnson. One player who admired him from the trenches, as it were. But now fully fledged into the first team, which Murphy is now trying to score for, and from a difficult angle did quite well. Good ball in from Murphy. Oh, and Littlewood so close. Well, I'm sure that they would sing if they got a goal. Certainly the Crewe fans would if Johnson was to score from that position, and he wasn't a million miles away. Seth Johnson has roamed and roamed this game, but has not been able to find any real form in the final third, and they desperately need something from it. Mark Rivers! Oh, that so nearly produced it. Mark Rivers, who spent so much of the season keeping balls out when he should have scored, and it really does need something for Crewe, because they pushed near enough everyone forward. Macaulay is the highest in the air. There's Rivers, on by Murphy. There's a real scramble now emerging, and now the chance that should have been scored by Phil Charnock. Well, you're not going to get a more easier chance than that, Phil.
Yeah, it's a problem to us at the moment. We haven't scored many all season, really. But ordinarily, we create plenty of good chances through playing good football, you know. Chances are at a premium tonight, that's for sure. Our play in the last third was a bit disappointing, but the run that Crewe are having, the quality of football they're capable of producing, it was perhaps a good point for us at the end of the day.
Different game tonight because you know, we had more of the play than we've had at Swindon and at Bolton particularly. Quite reminiscent of the Stockport game here, where we got from one end of the pitch to the other, you know, without a lot of trouble, but weren't quite good enough to capitalise on the amount of possession we had. The difference tonight was we defended that much one more point than we had before we started tonight.
And an unbeaten run begins to grow.
Well, we've lost one in about 6 or 7, haven't we? I mean, if we can lose one in the next 6 or 7, and then one in the next 6 or 7 after that, and we run out of games for that. But if we only lose 2 more games between now and the end of the season, I would think we've got a good chance of escaping.
As long as one of those 2 isn't the Oxford game Saturday.
Well, either way. We can build that up out of proportion. So none of these games are going to be easy. So that's why a 0-0 result tonight, when in fact we've worked hard to create the chance. You know, Phil won't miss another one like that as long as he lives. So that's the difference between you talking to me about dropping points, is just that incident.
Tuesday's 0-0 draw was after the Lord Mayor's show. What will today bring? Oxford represents safety, 4th from bottom of the First Division. And both teams now 3 points in what is a 6-pointer. Charnock, Murphy. Long ball for Jack to chase, and he's managed to get there first. He's got support behind once more from Murphy, who's trying to find some room to shoot. As well there is Little, who's played Murphy and who should score, and oh, somehow doesn't. The bar denies him from near 6 yards.
Good touch from Jack to bring the ball under control, and then the turn was exquisite. Now what can Rodney Jack produce with two red shirts waiting? One of them Murphy, who's missed another sitter. Johnson, who's seen little of the possession in this first half. One player has had possession, is Rodney Jack. The question is, can he find something that will be of an end product? Again, he's managed to do everything bar score himself, and Murphy has missed. But here's Seth Johnson. He just can't find the right angle. Charnock with Tate. Here's Johnson. Another long ball, this time for Little, who sneaked in front and hit a useful drive that brought the best out of the on-loan star, Paul Gerrard. Smith. Little, still Colin Little, who's jinked his way past two. Can he finish? He needs support, has found it now with Murphy, who has scored his first goal on his return. Danny Murphy, after his two earlier misses, has put them all behind him with that strike and scored what could be a priceless goal in Dario Gradi's team's quest for salvation. A splendid strike, a cool strike, and it could only be produced by the man on loan from Liverpool. That's a useful touch, and what a strike from Andy Thompson! Well, that's the way to reply, isn't it? A splendid flick on by Murphy, and just as the Oxford fans were shouting they were staying up, they found themselves an equaliser. Jermaine Wright looking for Rodney Jack, whose pace is going to unsettle Gilchrist, and again he is first to the ball. Now what can Rodney Jack produce from here? Oh, it's a wonderful strike that would have gone in. Paul Gerrard once more at his best. Sean Smith again with a free kick. He might be better employed here, playing it short to Jermaine Wright. He's gone instead looking inside the area. Charnock has got the loose ball. Little is onside, must score, and does! Colin Little has slotted in when he seemed completely offside, but instead has completed, we hope, the scoring of the afternoon. The second Crewe goal, the most vital of the three scored this afternoon. Oh, Jack has gone through, could he seal the win? He's gone round the keeper, surely he's brought down, Mr Jones agrees, and this could be game, set and match. Well, an afternoon that has had so many twists and turns has finished with another. As Jack went through, he took one or two too many touches, and then went round Gerrard, who has now been sent off. What a finish to an amazing and incredible second half. A half that could well decide in many ways the way that the season for Crewe will go. Before, Matthew Murphy is the man who has gone in goal to see if he can perform heroics to stop Crewe sealing what will be an important win. And he's not done it because Smith has slammed in the third. Ever reliable, ever solid, Sean Smith has now surely given what has been a crucial afternoon for Crewe a huge boost.
Yeah, good result in the end, and that's what mattered. It was a game that we had to win, really, and I thought we were well in control first half. They only looked to be one team in it. We didn't do so well, or we didn't do as well as the first half, second half, but a good result in the end.
So, first of all, the offside decision, or was it?
Well, I never really saw it, but I mean, obviously, if the linesman keeps his flags down, then he thinks that he's not offside, so you've got to keep playing. It's pointless complaining, which they did. You just got to get on with it, and that's what we did. And he finished it well.
What did Colin have to say?
He's not said much. He obviously, as long as he's on the score sheet, he's not bothered whether it's offside or not. But it did look a bit debatable. But like I say, the linesman were on that side. He kept his flag down. So you just got to keep playing.
You've not had many breaks this season, but that certainly was one of them.
Well, yeah, both for that and the penalty. Sometimes all this season you could say that it hasn't really gone with us. Suddenly we're making our own luck, and if them decisions go our way, then good for us.
What about the penalty? Rodney said he was touched.
Yeah, he said he brought him down. Obviously it looked debatable. I thought it looked a bit debatable, but the referee gave a penalty, so you can't argue.
And it certainly helped the keeper being off for your penalty.
Well, I don't think it would have made any difference really, but obviously if the keeper's off then it makes it easier for me.
It's the number of penalties you've got this season, but I'm sure you've not hit one as hard as that one.
No, I struck it well. We practice, free kicks, set plays, penalties quite a lot. Practice all different kinds, and I struck it well.
The confidence in the side seems to be lifted, and it certainly does seem to be coming after this unbeaten run's now reached 6 games.
Yeah, the confidence has been reasonably high all season. We've always known that it was going to be hard. Everybody tipped us to go down straight away. Things haven't really gone for us, but we've always kept working hard, and we knew what we needed to do to put it right. And but at the moment, the confidence is sky high, because I mean, not only are the results going for us, but we're playing so well at the same time, which is pleasing.
You've got games in hand, but those games obviously needed to be won now, or need to be won rather now.
Yeah, it's pointless having games in hand if you're not going to pick up points. We need to pick up the points. We're still down there, we're still in a battle, and it's still up to us to get our way out of it. It's in our hands now. We've got the games in hand, we've got to put it.
We're very pleased. I mean, it was vital to win today. They're down there with us, so it was a big game for us, and luckily we've come away with a good win.
Danny Murphy started you on the way. It was a cool goal, but after those 2 early misses, he needed to get that, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. We had a lot of chances first half, which we didn't convert. And you always felt maybe the game was just getting away from us a bit, but Danny's come up with a good piece of skill. He scored the first goal, and we thought maybe then we would go on to win comfortably. It wasn't to be. They came back into it with a goal. But I mean, there was no doubt in the penalty that Rodney's got us, and that's just given us a bit of a cushion. And then we finished it off with the 3rd goal.
How much does it help having a player of that quality in your side now?
Danny, you mean? I think it just gives everyone a big lift. I think he's played at the highest level, and he's come into the team. And I think it just gives everyone a boost, and I think that's what we need when you're down at the bottom as well.
The midfield area does seem to be ticking quite nicely now with you, Jermaine and Seth.
Yeah, I think we're clicking together anyway. We seem to be doing well enough. So hopefully we can just carry on and do it to the rest of the season. Yeah, a lot of people have said that we're too good to go down, and I think we all believe that as well. That's in the background. We all believe that we're good enough to stay in this division, and I think that's showing in our play. We're keeping playing the good football that we have been doing. We could convert to playing the long ball a lot, but we're not. We're keeping to our principles, and it's paying off for us.
You're having 1 or 2 distractions here.
Yeah, it's no problem.
The team spirit seems to be quite good, the way that the boys are jumping around.
Yeah, they're all happy because we've won, I think, so.
There seems a good camaraderie, though, between you all.
There is. I mean, we're all young lads, and we're enjoying the challenge, I think.
Give us your views on Dario Gradi.
He's just a very good manager and a very good coach. Everyone admires him and what he's done, and we all want to play for him.
Give us some idea of the sort of things that he would have said today to you during the afternoon.
Well, at half-time, he just said keep going. We created a lot of chances, and we all felt we were on top. So he just said keep on going, basically, keep playing the football. And that was about it.
Does he give you individual things to do?
Yeah, I mean, he talks to you at half-time, and during the game as well, if he can, on things, little things that he thinks you can do.
Good run now. We've won 3 of the last 4. We've got 10 points out of 12, so yeah, well pleased. It's promotion form.
What about your own confidence? Having somebody like Danny Murphy in the team must be helping at the moment.
Yeah, he's a quality player, and he helps. He brings a bit of extra quality to the team, and we've certainly improved since he's come along. He's helped out all the lads, so yeah, it's good of him in there.
I saw him once or twice in the afternoon, just pulling you to one side and having a quiet word. Does that help?
Not really. Depends what he says, usually moaning, so yeah, but he's alright, yeah. You just pick up things all the time, especially in training and that, and in the games. I'm concentrating a lot more on my football at the moment. The gaffer's on to me about getting mentally tuned in and concentrating, because when I first come into the team I was just going in and just tending to play my games without concentrating, and I'm
a bit like a headless chicken.
Yeah, sort of, yeah. I just used to run around and not really concentrate on what I was doing, but now I'm definitely more tuned in.
How much has Dario as a manager helped you develop your game?
Yeah, a lot, especially as I've been here since I was 11, and it's his coaching as well. He's out there every day with the lads on the pitch, on the training ground helping us and that, and I've learnt loads of stuff.
The age-old question is, can you stay up?
Definitely. I think we've proved, over our last form we've beat teams like Bolton away and Swindon, and we win our home game, so we've got a great chance, especially our games in hand. Just got to keep picking up points.
Crewe remain in trouble after losing for the first time in 5. Dave Challoner's gigantic throw had all the necks stretching, but fell at Scott Taylor's feet. Dario Gradi's strikers rarely threatened, and shortly before half-time, his defenders were left stranded by a George Santos through ball. While they cried offside, Liam O'Brien kept going. Another long-range delivery from Challoner led to the third. No one could muster a convincing clearance. Kenny Irons' 2 swift touches punished the indecision. Finishing boss John Aldridge would have been proud of.
Tonight we took a much better percentage of our chances. Albeit we can play better than that, but I thought we were very competent, very professional, and they went about it excellently.
But that sort of form has deserted them recently. In the past week, Tranmere and Wolves have beaten them 3-0. Crewe got off to the worst possible start at Molineux when defender Chris Lightfoot was sent off for a second bookable offence after just 13 minutes. Wolves capitalised immediately. Carl Robinson, the man on target. They doubled their lead 10 minutes later. Havard Flo making the most of some poor defending. And Crewe's misery was complete 12 minutes from time when David Connolly was brought down by keeper Jason Kearton. Kevin Muscat stepped up to score from the spot. So Crewe need points and goals, and Dario Gradi has signed Mike Newell from Aberdeen with that in mind.
After these 2 recent reverses, vital to get back to winning ways today.
Well, it's vital, crucial, you know, all these words that everybody uses except us. And all we talk about is we haven't played very well the last 2 games. We analyse individual performances, we analyse the team performances. We work on how we can do better, and we try to do better. So nothing's vital, nothing's crucial. It's just, it would be very nice for us if we can play to our ability, and that's what we've got to do today. We've got to play to our ability and maybe a little bit better.
But it doesn't surprise me looking like that, and I'm pleased he looks like that after 16 years. You know, a lot of people call it
better than some. Yes.
That's even got the mask. Yeah, quite. It's nice to see those 2 there today. But,
yes, they're big Crewe fans.
Yeah, that's right. But that's typical Dario. But
Bradbury. Lightfoot. Resisting the pressure of Bradbury well and finding Danny Murphy. Here's Seth Johnson. Jackman Rivers up ahead of him, and he's got it through, and Rivers is onside, and he's hit the post. Can Smith follow up? Blocked by Holsworth. Can Murphy follow up? Great second challenge from David Holsworth, but Rivers there had the gilt-edged opportunity. Again, he looks to the heavens. He's unlucky, Rob. Beautiful build-on. This is Crewe at the best. Passing game, just slips in behind Holsworth. Steadies himself, composure, and that's unlucky. Off the inside of the left-hand upright. And then Holsworth again to the rescue. He's got to say he's unlucky. It's a lovely threaded ball. Composes himself, has a look with the right foot. That's unlucky. Murphy. Charlton having to deal with the threat of Murphy now. Wright. To Jermaine Wright. Nice layup from Rivers to Charnock! And he's hit the post! Crewe hit the woodwork for the second time. Again, this is great passing, isn't it? Lovely little ball in the right. Rivers with a layoff. Charnock drives. Poole just can't get there. Fortunate for Kevin Poole, coming off his left-hand upright. And away to safety again. Beautiful passing movement. Charnock kept it low. It's not great power on the ball, but Poole couldn't get there. Very, very unlucky yet again, Crewe. I tell you what, that is some 10 yards, isn't it? Rowett. Good strike! Brilliantly held. Yeah, what a clutch. What a clutch. Flying across his goal, diving to his left. And he keeps a hold of the ball. Good stop. Rowett just going for that far post, trying to ease it in there. And Kearton had a good save. Charlton. Dragged it across towards Undlove. Lightfoot, though, just steals a march on him. Hughes! Kearton's clutch one earlier, Rob. This time can take no chances. Hughes sort of slices through the ball, headed for the top corner. And Kearton again.
passes, pushes over. Good drive from Brian Hughes. Bit of Birmingham pressure, and the Crewe goalkeeper.
Sean Smith's corner. It's clear by Paul to Rivers. Smith holding on Forster and doing well to get it across to Lightfoot.
Generally, do you think you're happy with the point?
Yeah, overall, yeah, I think so. We played well in spells. You know, we created quite a few good chances. Hit the woodwork a couple of times. We limited them to only a couple of chances at the most. So I suppose we're disappointed to get the 3 points, but we'll be happy with a point.
And quickly, we can just ask you. Dario Gradi said in the programme that you were devastated when you heard that they'd accepted a bid from Derby for you. Why was that?
I wasn't devastated. I was just I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I didn't think the club would sell me at this point, and I just thought they'd keep me to the end of the season. So I wasn't devastated, but I was a bit surprised by it.
Now, the most outrageous scoreline of the day occurred at the Hawthorns, where, much to the horror of long-suffering West Brom fans, Crewe ran riot. You won't see many better shots than the one supplied by David Wright, but he won't often get that much time and space either. West Brom's players again seemed to be holding off when Crewe went 2 up 10 minutes later this time, and Wright's namesake, Jermaine, got the glory. It was all too much for Albion's fans to take, and after their recent triumph at Bolton, Crewe are clearly not afraid to give anyone a game. The home fans sent into despair when Seth Johnson was allowed to rifle in goal number 3 after half-time. Rodney Jack wasn't among the scorers so far, but he was in the supply line that owed much to Dario Gradi's school of excellence, a one-touch passing move, culminating in a second goal for Jermaine Wright. Dennis Smith had no doubt this was the worst moment of his short Albion managerial career. I doubt he was able to raise a smile even when his side did piece together a decent move. And Dutchman Richard Snakers scored with the header. And if there was a smile, it would have been wiped away in the closing minutes when Jack broke clear. And although he couldn't score, Mark Rivers could hardly miss. It was all too much for one fan who decided the only thing left was to throw his shirt away in disgust.
Even 2 wins couldn't lift Bristol City off the bottom, 2 points behind Bury, but the fight is far from over, and the same's true for Crewe, who've climbed to within a point of safety.
But matters were pressing on the pitch as we go deep into Easter. After a crushing 5-1 defeat of West Brom at West Brom, it was important that Crewe followed it up against their local rivals Port Vale. And the chances really did come thick and fast. This one, after some persistence from Murphy, was just put wide. Vale had one chance in the whole game, created by Alex Smith. His little ball over the top finds the prolific goal scorer Martin Foyle, but there could be no question that Dave Walton had fouled Martin Foyle. Fortunately, Mr. Crick agreed. After the 0-0 draw against Birmingham on Easter Friday, and then the 5-1 success, if Mark Rivers' chance there could have been put away, it would have been a really special Easter for Dario Gradi. But the chances just were seeming to slip away. Into the second half now, Murphy's cross, a flick from Jack, and that could have gone anywhere. Even with all the problems that they've had this season, Crewe have continued to play football, and here's a perfect example of how they've managed to play themselves into a position to escape. Johnson's pass to Jack, and Jermaine Wright just couldn't finish off the pieces. As the game progressed, it became more apparent that it was not to be Crewe's afternoon, and Lady Luck for once was going to desert them. After a splendid last month, they just couldn't find one goal, and that's what all it would have took in this game to have won it. Rodney Jack with the last miss. These two teams need today's 3 points that are on offer for such differing reasons. Graham Taylor's Watford are within 3 of the playoffs, while Dario's Crewe are 3 from safety, and it's that tight at both ends of the table. Robert Page and Steve Palmer both appreciate that. Here's Rivers. Oh, that's a great first-time ball. Jack! Would have been a splendid start, but Rodney Jack just couldn't keep down what was an excellent ball in. Peter Kennedy seems to be pushed, but Mr. Burns allows play to continue with Bonnot. Right onto the loose ball that wasn't picked up by the defence. Space now, and a goal for Tommy Mooney. Well, you had a feeling it was coming, and when it did, it was quite simple. Tommy Mooney has scored goals like that all season long, and when nobody reacted to the loose possession inside the area, Wright knocked it on for Mooney to knock in, I believe, his 19th of the season. Bonnot down for Kennedy. Charnock's impetuance there wins it back. Here's Wright. Again, it's all sucking through the middle, and Crewe needs somebody who will provide some space, and Mark Rivers is obliged by giving us some width. Now he needs to supply a finish. Still Mark Rivers, and that's probably the best chance of the half. Sean Smith is about to launch this corner kick into. Macaulay is his aim, and his header wasn't too far away from going in. Oh, that's a terrible clearance, and Kennedy's the first to it. Oh, excellent stop from Kearton, and then quick to get up for the second. Kennedy back across for Nagonge. The loose ball is now with Mooney. Oh, he struck the underside. And Seth Johnson, who was at the centre of most of those, was at the centre of these moments early on in this game. Just couldn't find the corner of the goal there with that effort. After the 1-0 defeat against Watford, Crewe needed to stay firm at the back, and the defensive partnership of Walton and Macaulay were keeping it switched to long-range efforts. That effort from Jim Magilton, the former Southampton man, well tipped round by Kearton. And just like in the early part of the season, and even midway through when Crewe were hanging on to the coattails of Bristol City and Oxford, here they were hoping for something from Divine. And what about this from Mark Rivers? If ever a boat from a blue came in the Norwich City game when Crewe managed to come back from 2-0 down to rescue a win in a game that they always seemed destined to lose, so Mark Rivers here, plodding his way through and then finding some way past an experienced keeper like Wright, gave Crewe the lead. In the last few months of this season, we've expected twists and turns. It's become something of a regularity with Dario Gradi's team, and this game also had its twists and turns. David Johnson there, judged to have been fouled by Dave Walton, was rather unlucky with that decision. Now with the opportunity to get his side, who are pushing for promotion to the Premiership, back in this game. There wasn't a chance of him missing. And left us a bit like the Watford defeat, wondering whether Crewe would really stay up. Jermaine Wright with his second booking for a foul on Kieran Dyer, and unfortunately the referee has no other alternative but to send him off. And with Dario Gradi, there's not just a will, there's a way. And when Sean Smith, with 4 minutes left on the watch, launched this corner in, I'm sure he was so impressed to see Steve Macaulay pop up for only his 3rd goal of the season. A wonderful side foot volley, and one that I'm sure he'll live long in his memory. Just like Crewe's season, right at the death they produced the goods to keep themselves afloat, to keep themselves alive. And Jason Kearton in the last final weeks was as impressive performer as anyone in the 11 who were playing, and that save there mirrored his end of season. He explained the importance of tonight's game. 3 points for Crewe could take them to 19th in the table, within touching distance of safety. Defeat for Bristol City would leave them near relegated, bar the mathematics, but could have been more cleanly hit from Steve Crawford.
end to end at the moment. Jack now in space at the other end. He has support with Rivers. There's 4 yellow shirts though to the 2 red. But Rivers still gets possession. Behind him is Murphy. The deflection could go in if it had just been a little higher. It's his first goal this season. Jack taking on Taylor, who he seems to have the beating of with pace. Inside is Rivers, who's got in front of his first man. It will now come for Johnson, who struck the first and maybe the blow that could give Crewe the chance of staying up. Seth Johnson, 22 minutes in, has scored his 4th goal of the season, and what a time for the youngster to provide a fillip for his team. It were only 3 yards out, but they all need scoring, and Seth Johnson has provided a lifeline for his side. Tinian, 3 yellow-shirted players all over 6 foot, causing problems. Lock with the loose ball. It needed an angle, and he was a yard or so away from providing it, Adam Lock. Walton's headed down, only goes as far as Adam Lock. And Lock's drive needed to be tipped round by Kearton. It was touch and go when it would have struck the post, but there was no doubt that it was always going to be close. And Johnson, after the challenge by Wright, to gain possession, and Wright has continued to move. Johnson fancies his chances. Oh, that would have been a wonderful goal. Seth Johnson, who's already scored his 4th of the season tonight, nearly coming up with a goal of the season contender. Street on for the Rivers that is so tired and has 2 yellow shirts with him. Mark Rivers has performed Trojanic tonight, and that rebound gives him the chance to seal it. Oh, Mark Rivers so close to sealing the win. Couldn't believe his fortune when that ball fell for him, and unfortunately couldn't find a finish to match the mistake before. What an opportunity for Mark Rivers. Here's Torpey. Well, it won't count. The referee's whistle has gone. Final week of the season, another twist and turn, because they're now out of the bottom 3. Seth Johnson's goal, his 4th of the season, 22 minutes in, has sealed this game. All he now gives them hope of staying up. It takes them to 19th in the table and within spitting distance of safety. What a season, what a night, and what a way to finish such an important game. They defended like Trojans after getting the vital goal, and they have surely now given themselves an honest chance of safety.
You must be a very happy man tonight.
Yes, absolutely delighted. And obviously the result is very important, and it's a cliche, but the result is more important than the way we play, except it's not to us, you know, because I think if we play well, if we play badly tonight and win, we've still got to beat Portsmouth, and we wouldn't go into that with much confidence. But we've stood terrific pressure tonight. A lot of long high balls in the box, a lot of battering going on in there. And my real worry was the referee would miss something. Well, he missed a lot. Fortunately, he spotted the one when they ended up putting it in the net. But he'd have had to have been blind to have missed that one. But that was the only problem. It was a melee. The ball would bounce to somebody, go through a ruck of players, go to ricochet. But we created the goal, and we created 2 more for Rivo in the second half. He might just have taken his shot a bit early. I didn't think it was a penalty. I thought the player got the ball. But most of all, a super night for everybody involved at Crewe.
You touched on the goal. Seth Johnson got it. A month ago, he could have been on his way to Derby County.
Yeah, yes. But I think even if we don't stay up, but particularly if we do stay up, you know, he'll be able to look back at this achievement with great pride. You know, you only get so long in football, and he's at the early stages of a terrific career. And it would be a lovely way to sign off his time here by helping us to stay in this league. It'd be lovely for Danny as well. You know, Danny, who's been super to us as well, you know, has come back. Hasn't been on about going back because, you know, maybe he might have got a game there. Liverpool have been good to us as well. They might have pulled him back. So those 2 lads, particularly Seth, though, I think he'll look back on it with pride, and we will always look at him with pride, obviously. Gated here, and there was never a suggestion from anybody, really, that I might be sacked. Certainly not the board. And that sort of loyalty, as I think, is important. It certainly is the reason why I wouldn't ever want to leave here.
Back
back in October, you were in the bottom three. It's took you then till now to get out of it. It's an amazing achievement.
Yeah, well, we're not out of it yet. We're not out of it yet. We've still got to win, and but our form for the last couple of months has been good enough to take us into mid-table. So there's no reason to assume that we won't win one of our last 2 games.
Must be a very pleased man this evening.
Yeah, brilliant. It's a great result for us. You know, a couple of weeks ago, it looks like we're probably out of it. You know, we couldn't really get out, but we've got a great result at Ipswich on Saturday, and another brilliant result tonight. So we've got a great chance now. If we win on Saturday, then should be staying up. So it's good.
Talk about the goal. It was a good move, but you needed finishing.
Well, there wasn't much for me to do really. I just got a few times before that the ball went into that area and I wasn't there, so I just got in there and it was only a couple of hours out. I couldn't really miss. So it's nice to score. It's the first goal I've scored at home this season in the league. So well, it's the first time I've scored at home since I've been playing for the first team. So nice time to get it. So well pleased.
The atmosphere inside the stadium was electric. How was it like to be on the playing surface around it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. That's the best I've known it since I've been at the club, especially at home. They're brilliant tonight, and just need the same again Saturday. So hopefully we get out of it.
Is that what Dario has said? The gaffer said that one more win and you're safe?
I wouldn't say safe, but I think more or less because we've got a better goal difference than the other teams. And if we get a win Saturday and then just pick up a draw or something at Huddersfield, then should be safe playing Division 1 football again next season.
A month ago, we have to say this on transfer deadline day, it could have all changed for you, couldn't it? Tell us what happened.
Derby come in, and I was away of England at the time, and Dario came down to my hotel to inform me that Derby they're putting a bid to the club. The club had accepted the bid, and Dario just left the decision up to me. But I didn't want to leave because I wanted to stay and see the season through, to the end. And looks like with a bit of luck we could be staying up. So it's paid off really.
Will your heart always be in Crewe, even if you leave it this summer?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been here since I've been here nearly 10 years now. There'll always be a place here for me. I love it here. And if I do ever leave, then it'll be a sad time for me, but that's the way I see it.
All right.
Larry?
Right, mate. Right.
Thanks a lot.
It'll be surpassed for a long, long time. Indeed, it's been 100 years. And this was the best achievement, and it would not.
Dario actually told you about the bid, and then you told him that you didn't want to go. What was his reaction?
I think he was kind of pleased. I think he might have been a bit surprised, but he seemed pleased afterwards. He said that the two clubs had agreed the fee, and he just left the decision up to me. He didn't say he wanted me to leave, or he didn't say he wanted me to stay. He just left it up to me. But like I said, I just didn't feel like the right time. I just wanted to stay and see it through to the end.
Long term, what do you think will happen?
I'm not sure. I'm not really looking that far. I just want to concentrate on this season. But I want to play in the Premier League. I'm like anyone else. I'm ambitious. I want to play at the top. But just have to wait and see what happens.
little bit of space on this near side. He has Little who's pushed up, but also space to shoot. And so nearly again could have struck the first goal. Little, the slip by Knight should let him in to score, and he does! His 11th of the season. Colin Little has given Crewe the lead after just 20 minutes. Cometh the hour, cometh the man, and Colin Little has come in today and scored his 11th goal and his first in a month. It's Miguel Arance. We'll try our best, whatever his name is, to see how he goes in this next 60 minutes, and that's how much time is left in this contest. As Little goes again, he's got two players in support. He could finish it himself, and has done. His 12th of the season. Well, what a recall by Dario Gradi. Rodney Jack, out due to injury, has been replaced by a man on fire, because Colin Little, after slotting in his first on 20 minutes, has added his second on the half-hour mark. Johnson reaches the ball in the air. The flick on was by Rivers. And Alan Knight redeems himself for the previous mistakes. Could it be the third goal of the afternoon, right at the end of the half, for the man who already has two, Colin Little? Charnock. Now Johnson. There is Little! Oh, it could have been his hat-trick. A tremendous opportunity for Colin Little. And it would end on a perfect note if they were to get a third here with either Murphy or Smith. Murphy has got a goal on his return, but to get a second on this day would be ever so special for the man who will go back to the Premiership at the end of the season. Oh, what a goal from Sean Smith! A captain finish. It's his fourth of the season, and what a time to come up with it. Well, we all expected Danny Murphy to take it, but Sean Smith was having none of it, and he curls in a splendid goal right at the death of this first half that has seen Crewe surely now assure their First Division status. What a half, what a finish, and Crewe are on the verge of safety. Arance is in motion at the near, coming in now late is Whitbread. Also there's McLaughlin. Back in again by Miglerance. McLaughlin has scored and pulled one back for Annan Ball's team. You just got the feeling, the way that Crewe stood and watched, that something was going to fall. David Wright, a fourth goal would certainly go some way in doing it, and David Wright, who scored a fantastic goal at West Brom, nearly provided a carbon copy with that effort. Nobody is left, Gresty Road, and the lap of honour that was promised is now going to take place. The players, after having a few words with Dario Gradi, are going to come out to a tremendous reception, because they really have performed miracles in these last few months of the season. They've done the unthinkable and took themselves from bottom of the table to now up to 19th in the division. After being 8 points, 7 points, and at some stage 11 points adrift of safety in the division, they've managed to take themselves in this last week of the season up to 47 points with a game still left, which really at some points during this term seemed unthinkable. And as they go round, you have to remember the words that Dario Gradi pointed out, that his side needed to come up with 3 or 4 wins from their last 5 games, and haven't they responded with 3 wins in a week? It all started at Ipswich when 10 men managed to do the unthinkable there too, pulling off a fantastic 2-1 success with Steve McCauley's late volley. And then after that win, the game here on Tuesday night set the tone for today when they bombarded Bristol, got the goal through Seth Johnson, and held firm, and they threw everything bar the kitchen sink for Jason Kearton.
Always knew we might just get back in it. Then we only got the 1 point from Watford and Vale at home, and that was disappointing.
Did you ever feel at any stage that you were too far adrift?
No.
I mean, you were 4 months at the bottom.
No, we won 5 games on the trot last year, and we haven't managed that this year. And I've been waiting for that run. This is the best run. 3 is the best run we've had. But I knew it could come at any time. Also, when we got relegated some years ago from the league below to the league below, we had to win all last 6 games to stay up. Well, we won 5 of them. So in the end, we had a terrific run, but didn't quite make it. So we always come good at the end of the season. Our fitness is good, and of course we don't let the bottom of the league business worry us. You know, it doesn't get to us.
You say you never ever change your style, even though 1 or 2 people might have recommended that you kick your way to save.
If kicking your way is the best way of winning games, you might as well start by doing that, mightn't you?
Fair point. Yeah.
Doesn't make any difference. They make any difference at the end. You might, if there's only, it's like the long ball stuff. If you want to end up whacking long balls into their box, if that's your best way of playing, then why don't you do that all the time? Well, Wimbledon did. They took that to its extreme. But teams, I think, have proved over the years that the best way of winning games is by playing football. Hence, the best footballers win the most games.
What does it mean to this football club that you will be in the First Division next season?
Well, it's not as important as the fact that the stand's going up and we're making progress that's necessary. It's not as important as the fact that we won't be calling in the receiver or the administrator. The club is healthy. We're going where our players take us, and we're delighted, of course, for everybody, the players and the fans, that our players are good enough to keep us in the league for another season.
Note, you did single out two players for different kinds of loyalty to Crewe Alexandra Football Club, Danny Murphy and Seth.
Yes, I did, but I think that comes from the boardroom. You know, the directors are still the same directors that were here when I was appointed, and they're fans. You know, they're not businessmen with money and interest in the club. They are fans who are interested in football and in the football club, and they have never ever. I mean, we had 18 games this year without winning, 13 games sometime before without winning, and their attitude towards me has never changed, and their attitude towards my staff and my players has never changed. So I think that enables us to have a nice, stable situation where we tell players something's going to happen. It happens. You know, you can say to a player, look, I'll give you my word on that, and he accepts that is actually what's going to happen. So the whole thing is it's a very pleasant environment to work in, but more than that, it's also got that edge of professionalism and ambition, and I think that's got through to the players and certainly all our kids. You know, we don't lose our kids to anybody. A lot of clubs try to get our kids when their registrations run out. We haven't lost one this year. You know, not one of our academy boys has left us. They've all re-signed for the following year. But that happens most years. So it doesn't surprise me that Seth and Danny have the attitude that they've had. What surprises me more is somebody like Rodney, who I'd never seen until last summer.
Rodney Jack.
Rodney Jack also comes in and says, no, I'm not going off home to play in this Caribbean tournament. I'm staying here to fight with the others, you know, and I think he just he's got wrapped up in it all, and that's our strength. If you want to know our secret, that's our secret.
Thank you, and congratulations again.
Thank you. Super.
Crewe's stirring into the season staved off the drop, and they were resilient as ever against Huddersfield. It turned out to be the final match for one of the division's most likeable managers. Peter Jackson sacked on Monday. 10th place, not good enough for his ambitious chairman, Barry Rubery.